happening more of your to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon Ba-da-ba-de-ba-de-ba. Skiddy-biddy-biddy-da-ba-do.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon
Spoon TV.
Spoon
Ba-da-ba-de-da. Badeba. Skiddy biddy dabado.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Morovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Kingmaker, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon.
Spoon television. Spoon, spoon.
Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon.
And I tell you right tune to spoon, and you know exactly what's happening in Liberia, what's happening in the ministries, the agencies, what Liberians are talking about. Tune to spoon, and you know exactly what's affecting Liberia, what the people of the country think about the different happenings. What are they doing about it? What are the politicians saying? What are the businessmen and women saying? The teachers. Of course, what are the students saying? Of course, you get all that right here on this very platform. We want to say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Late Night Politics on Spoon. We're here live on Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1. We're live on Super 95.5 as well. So welcome to the show tonight. My name is Nelson Colette, and the Late Night Politics is where every single person get to have a voice, regardless of where you are, who you are, the political party you support, your views on the national issues. The platform is open to every single person. It's designed to have you express yourselves on the issues of national concerns. So my name is Nelson Colette. I'm here tonight. Yes, we're gonna be having a great time here, straight up to 3 a.m. thereabout this morning. So encourage you to grab a cup of coffee. Thanks to all of you who have joined us from across the world. Let's have a great show here tonight. So let me go across now and bring in the folks. I want to say you can join us using the link. I have the link posted in the comment section. You can just click on the link there and be able to join us wherever you are this morning or tonight. You can just use that link and you'll be able to join us tonight on the late night show. And the next thing is, as you join us, we encourage you to share the show. You can share the show in the different groups on the different platforms, so we have a great conversation here tonight. And again, I want to say welcome to the late night show. We are encouraging the females to join us as well. We want to hear what the females think about the issues, the unfoldings in the country. Your voice is very important as we move on with the national discourse. Let me go ahead now and bring in Moba Zokan right here on the show. Mobile, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Yeah,
Hope
that's
you are
thank
not
you,
caught
thank you.
unaware.
No, no, I'm always ready, my man.
Okay.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. How was the weekend,
It's
my
good to
man?
see you, man. How was your day?
Well,
Oh, starting.
today the
Okay, my
holiday.
weekend was good.
Today the holiday on this side. Today is Labor Day.
Yeah.
People celebrating. People having some fun time. Some people go out. People,
Okay.
yeah. So, but everything okay from my side. We tell God thank you for another brand new week. And we're looking forward to discussing the Liberian people issues as they unfold in our country. Yep.
Okay, that's a great
Yeah, and I got a little bit of stuff
one. Okay,
before we go
great.
down the topic.
Let me go across and bring
Yeah.
in. Uh, okay. Let me just bring the guys in quickly. Then we are going to move on. Let me bring in Sylvester. Let me bring in Raymond, and then I bring in our brother Abi Kamara, and then we bring in uh I see Jerry the self-regulator is here, but the man called his camera off. I don't know why.
The
The
man
man is in
chewing.
Korea. Are you
The man
spying
eating.
on us or what? You you
The
you
man
you
eating
in
like
studio, but your
the
camera
man
is
eating
off.
something happy.
So yeah, always at the time the man eating, the man will always say,
The man
listen,
eating.
listen, please cut the camera
Sandy,
off for me. Put me backstage. I want to eat
hi
some
Sandy, what's up?
The man eating right now.
Where your Pali Vani?
uh,
Vanny will be here,
You'll
Sylvester.
be here? Or you
Yes,
may be there?
he'll be here. He'll be here.
anyway, I want to say welcome to the program. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Welcome, Sylvester. Welcome, Cindy, our brother AB, and Raymond. Welcome to the show.
Excuse me.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's always a
Okay.
pleasure here, especially with these astute panelists. And we can present the issues to the Liberian people because we are at a critical junction and we can't afford to allow our country slip into the waters under the tyrant who has ruined our country and have destroyed everything that seems good or promising. So it's always a pleasure to be here, especially having you, Nelson, as a host.
Let me bring in Alfred.
Man, I begging you
Alfred.
not put me to the battle net. I thought you be putting me there all the time. Look at you now.
The man expressing a grievance to you.
you know,
The man got out there a long time.
As I've been missing on the show. So tonight, since today's holiday, I actually call in to now go. I work in human services, so I actually call in today not to work to make sure I'm on the show tonight because I promised to be here.
yeah. My man, thank you. Welcome to the show. Don't
Thank you.
get a problem with me. Sometimes it's a difficult thing. Um the studio takes 12% at a time, and we bring 10 persons on at a time. So sometimes when I look down and I see up to I see up to 12 persons already on, 10 persons on here, and then no way to bring you in. And sometimes it's a difficult thing, but thanks for always being patient. And I appreciate the fact that you've joined us as well. Let me say welcome, Bien. Welcome, Morris as well.
Thank
It's
you.
great to have you guys on tonight.
Thank you, man. It's been a while.
My man,
Yeah.
at least I'm on tonight, my man. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know what had a problem here.
My man, no, no. For me, I can be driving, my man. But today is a Labor Day in our country. They say we should rest. So that's why you see me on the show tonight.
Where your country at?
I mean, some of you about.
Hey, man. I said, yeah, I want my man. They play Morgan Dara. Morgan. What are you talking about?
Okay, gentlemen, I want to say welcome to the show.
Is it a band that was changing money at UL campus?
Nothing.
I mean, I don't bring your old story here. Yeah, me tell
Nothing.
you.
You gotta bring. You gotta bring Josh. Josh, you want to come eat the
Man, man, you should get
once
people
you did them,
hard
man.
time. I don't go credit that out there. They will say today you owe me, you don't get my money. Forget it, you getting nothing yet today.
Okay, so
Nothing getting me. Josh, you want to come eat the studio 4?
yeah, I seen Josh in the comment section, and Josh says he wants to come in, but I think we have one United Party person need to give their space up for Josh to come on. Is there anybody willing to do that? But anyway, once I see Josh in the background, I'll bring him on. I saw, but we want our females to join us as well. Let me post the link again. We need a female to join the discussion tonight. Maybe 2-3 females. You guys can join us. And listen, once the females join us, I will not hesitate removing any male here because at the end of the day,
I agree. I agree.
Okay, so it's great to be here tonight again. Let me say welcome to everyone. So can we all mute and just kickstart the show? First of all, I want to say that we have a rule here, so let's just go straight to our rule. If it's not your turn to speak, please mute your microphone. For those wanting to come on, make sure that you are not wearing anything sleeveless. Make sure that the you are covered, at least a t-shirt or so, because this is TV. And we want to say welcome to everyone. Share the show as you join us, and let's have a great conversation here tonight. So let me try to make space for Josh to come in. While I'm doing this, we can make the rounds 1 minute each to talk about the issues that are on our mind quickly, and then we move on. Let's start with you. This time around, we're gonna start from Godwin. Oh my word! Somebody said Philip Bala, don't let more about Benio.
The message, the message I tell you, I tell the message. Like,
the message Moba should give up his space.
The message,
well, go ahead.
My brother.
Godwin, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, good morning to you, Nelson in Liberia, and good evening to all in the diaspora. Or good morning, depending on your location. Yeah, so many things on my mind. And as we all know, we are in our electionary period, and we are following closely from where we sit from our little corner happenings of the elections as campaign is ongoing. And one of the issues that is on my mind when I wake up every day, I think of that issue is the legal system, the justice system of our country. And as we all know, a training case that was going on in Liberia as it relates to the former Chief Justice. I think that case resumed recently, but we don't know what's the standing of that case right now. And I think that case should draw the attention of everywhere, meaning Liberia, because We all saw how the government put vested interest in that case. We all saw how they started that case, and for the case to be on hold at this time, and government is not proceeding with that case, I think it should draw the concern of everybody, especially looking at the individual involved, the former chief justice of our country. So I mean that case should draw the attention of everybody, and we should be thinking how government is seriously proceeding with the case. It's not a case that government should be dragging their feet while the corpse of little Charlotte Musu lies in the mortuary. I mean, it pains a lot. Every family member should raise serious concerns of that case. And I believe the former chief justice, where she sits in that prison, I mean, she and the other family member, they are in tears day and night because seeing their daughter, their relative comes still lie in the mortuary, and government is just dragging their feet on that case. I think it should draw the attention of everybody because we saw how government puts vested interest in the case from the beginning of this case. So that's why on my mind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Morris, can you kindly remove your face cap, sir? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
So
no problem.
it's
Are
part of
you?
our yeah.
Am I clear enough?
Yes, you're okay. Let's hear you.
Okay. All right. Good.
What's on your
Uh,
mind in 1 minute, sir?
all right. Yeah. I mean, thank you, Nelson, and thanks to everybody that keeping the show going. Sometimes it's been a while, but I do follow the show sometimes, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. So kudos to you all. Uh, what is on my mind is that, I mean, if not all, but most of us have agreed that the country Liberia is bleeding. The country is suffering serious injury. What we all need to do now is to first stop the bleeding. To first stop the bleeding, and we'll look for the medication towards the injuries. So this is the case. This is the reason why we have come to say, look, this country needs serious rescue. Since President Weah took over, he put the country in a reverse gear. We first have to take the country in the reverse gear before we even start moving the country forward. So we are here as a rescue team to rescue the country before we start providing all the necessary medications. So I'll stop it right there.
Thank you very much. So we'll move to BN. BN, what's on your mind, sir?
Thank you very much, Nancy. It's a pleasure to be on the show tonight. I always follow the show, and I'll never be opportune to be on the show because I always driving. But what on my mind is Liberia. What's on my mind is our youth that are dying. What's on my mind is our country we give to somebody that is irresponsible and refuse to listen to the plight of the Liberian people. What's on my mind is somebody that is in power refuse to shuffle government position, that one person will remain in power for more than one person will be in one position for more than 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 3, 4, 5 years. What's on my mind is our youth that don't have jobs. They call every day people we know that were capable of doing what they can do for themselves. But today they can call us to ask us for 20, 10. What's on my mind is what can we do to improve Liberia today, to take Liberia from the hands of those corrupt government? What can we do to take Liberia, to rescue Liberia from the hands of people that does not able to handle our country? I rest my case and we move forward.
Thank you very much. To our brother Sharif. Sharif, I'm just visiting the chat here. No, Sharif, you don't have to think this way. In fact, when I started bringing folks on, I started from the bottom. So it was a kind of difficult thing to even figure out and try to do what you think was this kind of selection. No, Sharif, you are a guy. Let's do this thing together. Alfred, welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
Well, let me tell my brother Sherry that I'm on the show tonight so he can go and do his schoolwork and be ready for school tomorrow.
Please, please, please go ahead, Alfred. Leave Sheriff alone. Let's hear you.
But yes, on a serious note, brother Nelson, what's on my mind today is our young people, those first-time voters. They are on my mind tonight, and I would like to share this story with them because many of them don't know what we passed through as young kids growing up in the Civil War. We never had the opportunity to grow up well. We have bullets to our heads. Some of us are on the platform today. We were the lucky ones to have survived 15 years of civil conflict in our country. So those kids that were born 2005, they don't understand where we come from. They don't understand why we say it is time to rescue the country. In fact, I would say 2005, President we are today, we saw him as a beacon of hope. Even though we knew he left Liberia in 1988, and he never had the opportunity to, he never experienced what we experienced during the civil conflict. He had the opportunity to leave Liberia, to leave poverty. So since 1988, the issue of poverty, the issue of going to bed hungry, George, we have never had that experience. However, 2005, the name Weir resonated with us because for 100 years, the Richardson, the Bensons ruled our country. And it was only
so why are you starting with the Richardsons? Why are you starting with Richardson?
I'm coming
I
to
hope
that
that the
point.
Richardson is listening.
The reason why I'm calling those names, is because 100 years in our country, those were the group of people that were ruling our country we call Congo people, the American Liberians. So 2005, the name Weir resonated with us. And we came from the background of saying he's our own son, the name Weir. So we said he noble, he not noble, we will vote for him. We were not successful in 2005. President Shelley won the election. 2017, we came back again. We said we are resolved. They may will change our situation because he part of us. He come from us. He's not a Richardson. He's not a Benson. He's not. I can name all the other names, right?
Yeah. Just wrap up in 20 seconds.
To conclude, we voted this brother because we felt that he could change things around. Unfortunately, my people, he let us down. President Weir is a con artist. He lied to us. He lied to us and he failed us. So those of you young people who have now had the opportunity by law to vote in these elections, we are telling you that President Weir is not the alternative. Vote Joseph Yuma Boakai for a better Liberia. Vote Joseph Yuma Boakai for good sanitation and health. Vote Joseph Yuma Boakai to receive pay on time. Vote Joseph Yuma Boakai for excellence in academics. That you'll be paid for the level of education you have. It will not be based on because you are partisan, you are a weird shit. I rest my case. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. But the the whole discussion about, and I respect your view, Alfred, but Liberia as a country, I think we're on a path where we have to drive away from that Congo native, kind of politics. We are all Liberians. The word is a global village now. Yapaulo can leave from here and go America and become citizen, and the same happens almost everywhere around the world. Yes, you can talk about the other aspect that has to do with maybe the rise and privileges and everything, but at the end of the day, we're all Liberians, and yes, I respect your view, and I know where you are coming from. You were just trying to use that to be able to project your point, but I just thought that we should sort of drive away from that Congo native stuff. But thank you very much, Alfred. I respect your view. Sandy, is over to you, sir. What's in your mind?
You are muted, Cindy.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
Oh, I was talking to myself on mute.
No, you are you.
Uh,
Mr. Cummings is following now, and he was not. You're saying, but what's going on with Cindy?
yeah, what did he say?
Cindy is there to propagate my message, and he's talking to himself. But go ahead.
Exactly. No, I was saying good evening, gentlemen, and of course, good evening to the Liberian people listening to us. It is good to be here tonight. Like all of you, our country is on my mind. We are getting very close to the election. And I do believe that all of us mean well for our country, and we want to see a better Liberia. We want to see a Liberia where all of us will be free. We want to see a Liberia where our nation's resources will be utilized for all Liberians and not just for the few people. We want to see a nation where security is in tight. We want to see a nation where people that are working are getting paid on time, and that the young people, the youth, are not dependent on government officials for their survival, that they themselves can get employed. And that's what we want to see. That's the nation we want to see. The security obviously is on my mind. I'm hoping and praying that as a country we will not get back to our dark days, that this election will be a peaceful one, and the Liberian will go to the ballot, to the pool, vote their candidates, and that whosoever win the elections will be respected. But one thing that I want to emphasize here quickly before I pass it on is that this election, or these elections, are now popularity contests that we are running as a nation. Our nation deserves better than running a popularity contest. It was popularity contest that brought President We Are on us. And as we are seeing now, it seems that popularity contest is playing a game. Let us vote ideas. Let us vote a leader that will transform effectively our economy for the best, so that all of us can benefit from it. And that leader, as most of you will agree, is Mr. Eddie Cummings. He got the experience, he's ready to lead on day one, and he's ready to take our nation to the level that we have never seen before. I want all of us to enjoy
When you talk about popularity contest, are you sort of kicking against the crowd politics that a lot of political parties subscribe to? The party that pulls out the huge crowd, is that party that maybe a lot of people will say that it's going to win the election or so.
Well, I'm not against crowd politics. We do know we need crowd to win elections, so I'm not against that. What I'm trying to tell my people, especially the young voters, is that listen to the platform of the candidates. Read their platform, hear from them. Do not be swayed away by where the wind is blowing, right? Sometimes the wind does not blow in the right direction. That's what I'm trying to say. Have the opportunity to listen to them and pick the best among the rest.
Thank you. And you think Mr. Cummings is that person?
Mr. Eddie Cummings is the best. He can face the Liberian economy. Our resources will be utilized for us. He can make deals for the Liberian people so we all can have jobs. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our brother Kamara. We're about to make space for Josh and a female as well that's trying to join the show. So because we have more Unity Party people here, so we come and make space for Josh and a female who's trying to join us. But go ahead.
Let me say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity for me to be able to express myself and coming on what on my mind. What is on my mind, that have to do with the MTL. The MTL, I don't know if they call it MTL or MTA.
That's the National Transit Authority, NTA.
Yes, MTA. The MD was summoned to the Senate, and that MD, he disgraced himself. It seems to be like Josh Manenwea, the same way Josh Manenwea does not know anything. He appoint people that does not know anything as well. You will not believe it that the senator, AB Darrow Zero, asked that MTA managing director series of questions about the budgets. The mayor does not even know his own budget. The man that they calling the MTA boss, the man does not even know his own budget. He does not even know how much the government allocated for him in 2022 national budget. The man does not know how much is now in the current budget and how much he received. I strongly believe that, Mr. President, please, I'm begging you tonight for you to sack him. That man does not represent even a 12th grader. That man does not even represent a high school graduate. The way that man was responding to the questions, he was saying, no, I don't know that one. You're asking other men. So that means that the MTA, and that was the reason why AB Darrow asking some questions. Asking, why? Do you know the reason why the MTA went out of contract with the UL? The man said that he knew. First, he said he never knew. Later on, when the senator there touched him, then he said he knew. I strongly believe that man needs to be sacked. That man does not use a worth for the salt that he eats. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Raymond, what's on your mind? 1 minute.
And so what's on my mind, I'll pick up from where Kamara stopped. Actually, the entire government needs to be sacked because the entire government don't know what they're doing and they keep failing our people. And so what's on my mind are those Liberians who have heard the message, the resounding message of the rescue mission, and are going to their neighbors, showing up at the Vera rallies, going out and putting the rescue sticker on people's phones and talking to people one to another. It's time to rescue our nation. And the truth of the matter is, it is everybody's business. Because there's bad governance, there's corruption, the mysterious killings, the kush, and the likes. I can go on naming. It's affecting every Liberian one way or the other. When you can't sell your market in the market because of the bad economy, it affects you. When you can't get your pay on time or don't even know how much you're making as a civil servant, it affects you. And so, it's time, everybody, my people. And I want to thank all of you who show up at the Vera rescue rallies. It's about time that we all come together and rescue our nation together. A good Liberia, a prosperous Liberia, a one that we can have hope for a brighter future belongs to all Liberians, irrespective of where you come from, how educated you are, because everybody got a part to play. We're not many in our country. We just about 5 million, 5.2. Every Liberian should enjoy the cake that we call Liberia, our national resources, our revenue, and the likes. So, my people, let's rescue Liberia together. Thank you for joining the rescue train. Thank you for knowing that you got to vote number 2. And please continue to talk to your people. And don't forget, joebuaka.com. That's where we go and volunteer to be a pool washer. That's where we send our $1, our $2, and support this rescue mission. Because we got to man our votes. That's how we can secure the victory and the win. And that's how we liberate our country. No time to go for the small parties. They are good people. We incorporate them in the government. There will be a government of inclusion. That's on my mind every day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's take Sylvester. What's on your mind?
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here again. What a beautiful evening. What's on my mind is a picture of Liberia seen as this beautiful lady, very rich, has everything it takes, but coming across one man after the other that will marry to her and abuse her and dump her and abuse her and dump her. And this is another season that is coming. We see a bunch of beautiful men coming after this beautiful lady. They're all coming with their own red tricks and their own charisma and how to rap her, how to cajole her so that she can fall in love again. when she's already bleeding from a husband that she's married to now for 6 years. So, Liberia, which is the Liberian people, the masses, I want to speak to you. Do not follow rhetorics. Do not follow what you can get for now. Ask the hard questions. Evaluate them on principles and values, and not by popularity or crowd. And
Thank you.
choose who you think can stop this lady called Liberia from crying. She has suffered too much. She has bled too much. She has been raped and abused. She's looking for someone that she can rest on and that her children can enjoy. I'll stop there.
Thank you very much. And then we'll go to mobile, and then we're gonna be moving to our first talking point.
Yeah. Thank you, Nelson. Thank
The
you.
link again, the link is in the comment section. We appreciate if we can have a female joining us. Our brother George from the CDC will be joining us shortly as well. I saw George in the background. So yes, we have Unity Party fully represented now on the panel. Sandy is here from the ANC, and so we can have our brother George joining us. And yeah, so as we move along the show, we're gonna rotate the team here, so we have other people coming on as well to make their input to the discussion. But you can go ahead, Moba.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you. I will just begin from where my brother Abraham, stop. Continue from there from that NTA. Well, I listened to the whole Senate hearing today on that NTA saga, but I think Mr. Macaulay, or Macaulay, he's a
Habib Macaulay.
Very good, Macaulay. All right, okay, so I get it right. I think he knew what he was doing, but he was hiding something. Because the budget that was allocated for 2023 was $2.something million for NTA. But he was only able to tell the Senate he only received 200,000. What did 1.8 million go? Nobody knows. So he's simply trying to tell us that the people will allocate those money in the budget, and then the government summit will take those money and use it on his personal gain, and then get a little bit. How will you take from the beginning of 2023 to the ending what the budget have already been passed by the Senate? $2.some million, and you said you only received 200,000. So what's the balance? What the remaining money?
For the point of correction, that was 2022. 2022.
No, it's 2023. I wrote it down today.
Okay.
It was 2023 budget. I wrote it down today when I was in the Senate. You can go check it out. So they're just simply trying to tell us that the entire government, if they finish passing all the budget, they don't implement those things. They only take it for themselves and get maybe 10%. So I'm calling my Liberian people tonight. Georgia government only come to loot, come to steal and enrich themselves. Today, only 10 NTA bosses in the entire country. All the other ones have been damaged. No spare part, no account, no accountability, no report. And all those money are being pocketed by a certain individual in government. And the masses suffer massively. People don't even have food to eat. So some people don't even have transportation. Someone was depending on the buses to take them to Kepamo, to take them Maryland, to take them Sano, to take them Grand Bassa, Grand Gila, or Bomi, Lofa. But today, it's only circulating in Maserati. Our people need to come together and vote wisely. I'm appealing to the Wiashin. The Wiashin, the one who call themselves Wiashin. Y'all got to see reason to put things together, to put your house together, because things are what they had the body say, when things fall apart, the center can no longer hold. It's Kino Achibi. It's derived from the exact example is within this government. Things are fall apart totally for the Liberian people. They are suffering. School open, no food. Some people don't even get transportation. Some people don't even get a school fee to pay for for their children to go to school. But certain amount of people in the country enriching themselves on the resources for the Liberian people to survive on, to live on. That is wrong. 2 million plus were allocated. But today, they can tell us that they only get 200,000. Where's the other remaining money go? In Sametua Packet, in building mansions by our people in actual poverty. But I'm calling on my Liberian people tonight, whatsoever you may be watching from, depend your time or duration. Go on our body bags. Vote JMB for a transformation. Vote JMB to transform your life. Vote JMB to change the economic sector. Vote JMB to change your hospital, your living condition, your roads. Vote JMB. He's the only person that experience, that know the holes
Thank
in
you,
the
sir.
bucket. He's
Thank
the
you,
only
sir.
person, let me not conclude. He's the only man that know the holes in all the buckets.
You've taken
He
5
know where
minutes,
the water
Baba,
is. He
and
know
you
where
can't
the water is
conclude,
flowing
Baba.
from.
5 minutes? No,
I
no, no,
submit.
Baba. I'll interrupt you.
Yeah,
I'll
I
interrupt you,
already.
Baba.
I submit. No problem. I submit.
Okay, guys, let's hear from Josh, and then we're gonna move in with our
Oh, guys, can you hear me?
yes, you're live. Josh,
Thank
go
you.
ahead. What's on your
So,
mind?
look, what is on my mind? Liberia is on my mind, like most guys have said already. I think we as young adults, we got, I think, heightened responsibility to detect where Liberia goes from here. Most of the time, when I was growing up, we used to have a lot of old people who were the ones before you saw a minister, you see one old man with gray hair, big stomach. Then they said a minister that we used to be afraid of them. But things have changed, and now we know that the future of Liberia lies in our hands and in the hands of our children. So if we will go around and mislead people, say things that we know nothing about, only because of emotions, what we feel, and then of course Liberia is in trouble. What is on my mind is Liberia and the youth. We all might disagree, but what I do know is that we all want the best for Liberia, regardless of in which spectrum, in which eyes we see it. I see it in the eyes of George Weah. I think George Weah is the best candidate, to move Liberia forward. I know that George Weah, even before George Weah did not even think of being president of Liberia. George Weah was a simple guy who just wanted the best for Liberia. I saw him in 1996 or 95. I saw him in South Korea where he went, to do, advertisement for his club. And this guy was up there, and as soon as he opened his mouth, it was about Liberia, appealing to the international community to come and help us because people were dying in the streets of Monrovia. And it is so disheartening that some people will now come here only because he's been given a hymn of power, and that they will insult him, that will say he's the worst person that ever happened to Liberia, and we all know that's not true. So look, I would just want us to be very fair. George Weah being in government is less than 10 years. Liberia is 170, I think 70, 76 years old. And I think Boyka said was 196. And I would just want to correct him in this public manner to say it was actually 176. And Joshua had just taken 10 of those, less than 10 of those years, even not six, 5.5. And now we want to sit here and confidently say to the Liberian people that Joshua is the reason why Liberia is undeveloped. We should stop these things. Honesty is the beginning of starting something good. If we build our country on honesty and talking to ourselves, looking in the mirror and talking to ourselves, we'll build a country that will worth being, admired in
Thank
the
you.
national community. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, Josh. Um, Bien, I know you wanted to come in. I see your hand up. Going. I see your hand up as well. But let's bring in Rudolph to make his point quickly. Then we move to our first talking point on the show. Um, You know, there are there are two issues we're going to be talking about tonight. One has to do with a statement that the two major political parties in the country have been running with. For every time they go on the campaign trail, they always talk about this, talking about a first round victory. One notable candidate, candidate that is on record for trashing that statement is Mr. Cummings. He has said that it doesn't make sense for anybody to think that any political party is going to win on a first round victory. But aside from Mr. Cummings, the CDC have said that they're going to have a first round victory. The Unity Party have said same that they're going to win this election on the first round victory. What are the possibilities? Is are there indicators that those people are using? Are there possibility of any political party winning this election on the first round victory, or is it just a mere political statement just to throw fear in the spines of their opponents? You know, so we'll take a look at that, make some analysis about that. You all share your thoughts on that, and then this saga about this allegation about again the sales of Liberian passport is something which I think some of you have been following. Well, the last passport saga that bursted, it took the attention of the rest of the world. Even the U.S. government was very concerned about that, and it resulted to some actions being taken against the then director of passport, Andrew Wamplo. He had to flee the country. He left the country, and yes, the government made some efforts, you know, but again, um, we did not get at the bottom of that particular situation. One thing to another, today there's another report or this allegation of another sale of Liberian passport. In fact, to foreign nationals, that's something we're going to be talking about as well. But let me bring in Rudolph to make his point quickly, and then we will. Okay, so Alfred, let me just remove Alfred for a while. Alfred, I hope you don't get in this private chat and start dealing with me. Let me remove you for a while. Let Rudolph come in, then I will still have you coming back. Rudolph, go ahead. You have 1 minute to say what's on your mind, sir.
Good evening, guys. I mean, as always, what's on my mind remains the issue of the Liberian people, the issue of the young people that have been neglected by the president and his government. But also, I want to bring to you guys' attention what occurred today. So, we have beat on Honorable Koluba for a long time now about his choice of words. Today, he was at a police headquarters and he had a press statement that was void of any form of bad language. He spoke to the issue, and we understand that. So he said that a security of his was malhandled, was brutalized under the instruction of Mr. Koji. And this man was not taken to the station, but he was taken to City Hall, where we all know that is Koji's office. And he is calling again that the law should take its course. I think we should be looking at that as well, because if that doesn't happen, he said he will go back to the bush again. So I just thought I should bring it up so we all can maybe talk about it if we have the time. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, and I think you're right. Today I received a couple of calls. I did not get to capture that situation from the onset, but I received some calls sometime during the day about the situation we represented Yeke Koluba, which I think cause for some concern because whichever way you pull it, everyone is aware that the law is the law, and regardless of who's involved, the law will have to be applied in making sure that the right things are done. Either um, um, penalizing individuals who violate the laws or do whatever. But again, there's a politics of almost everything that's going on now, especially when it involves a particular opposition candidate or even someone from the ruling establishment. There's a politics to that situation as well. So yes, we'll take up time to look at that as well. But let's move to our first talking point quickly. Bien, I see your hands up. Yes, unmute. Let's hear you.
I would like to give stage to the other people that want to come on. So I just want to give my point and just go to the backstage.
Okay.
And I would like to give my point in my dialect. I would like to give my point in my dialect.
On which of the talking point? What exactly you want to give a point?
This Loma boy, yeah.
Just Loma. I just want to give my Loma. I just want to talk to my people in my vernacular. That's all I want to do.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, man, let's speak your mind for like maybe 1 minute, you know. Then we'll go to the topic.
Dini Kiani Nazani Nezeletie Dadula Lofa
Bogomeni.
God Wawula Foya Wagaga Tie. The Gagula Zoyima.
My man Roman meet my man Abekiba.
We talk man. Gaboso Manga Fuene Gova Sans. Konangini Evazi Tizu ne Frupu Wema. Wadina Gabo Fuenu Sara. Fueu was Sazu. Towa Sazaga Galatie to Swigima. Wawas to Rosisma. Go on and tell Kodigizi, Kakizagi got Tadina Pagize, Tigizagiza, Trava Tazo, Gosolo, Esse, Etelete Lecolo. Nigga Pliga Uma, Gama, nigga Natani. Gama will be
10 seconds, sir.
Gaba na. Gago Boga Magaya, I need Aba Uvala, where a president. Kanaza Sagata Bosogoma. Uwe Nigo Bogama, for you and a Bogama. Can ni Egamaza, Tama Jowia, Elaga Gamazon. Gaba Bosoma Lomagite, Galina Boisa, Awito. Ya Louisona, Eliga, Elui, Plewole na wu. Ton wini e famu ni boyema, zoge wo. Nimetena Tavana Potama Yatama ni go woni go poeza ba dulu ya maba. Ni ya woni go poeza ba.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We gotta go to our first talking point. Is we've already exhausted 1 hour of our time, so we gotta do it as soon as possible. But we appreciate you, BN. The people of Yaba County have heard
Put me
you.
in the back. Put me in the back.
Your message is
Put me in the back.
The people, yeah, all the rest in it.
Thank you very much, BN. And again, I want to say welcome, guys. So let's move to our first talking point, folks. This issue about first round victory, we're gonna end up with the passport situation. But this issue about first round victory for political, let's all try to mute. Let's try to do this, please. Okay. So this issue about first round victory, this discussion about political parties getting the first round victory. The CDC have said this on numerous of occasions that, look, going to this election, they are going to get a first round victory. They're going to win this election on the first round basis. Well, we all know that in order for any political party to win any election in our country, you need to have the 50 plus 1% of the vote to be able to get that first round victory. Now, going back to 2017, the CDC got 38% of the vote. And if you want to go back to the situation at the time, the position of the CDC at the time, the rating of the very CDC with the electrics. CDC at the time was very new. CDC had not been tried or tested yet by the Liberian people. President George Weah, was like that guy who almost everyone, majority of the electors were gravitating towards. But they got 38% of the vote. The Unity Party had just left power. And in fact, they were trying to get a re-election. But in the midst of that, the Unity Party had other issues, bankruptcy on the card, the over 60 Booker agreement that lots of people talk about, the Big Boy 1, Big Boy 2 situation, and lots of other things happening in the country. Though it was not President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former President Sirleaf, who was trying to recontest, but her vice president, Joseph Boakai, got 28% of the votes. So now, taking into consideration that number, in 2017, we had a little over 2 million people who registered to vote. About 2,100,000 or so people who registered to vote. In 2020, now we're in 2023. The number there hasn't been that significant increase in the number of voters, that number of people who register to vote. Now, considering this situation, is there any possibility of any political party winning this election on a first round victory? So we're going to start with Moba.
Thank you.
And then we make the rounds and come down.
Thank you, Nelson. Well, I hope first round victory for the ruling party, the incumbent, is just a fiasco. The reason is that simple. George Weah was popular than now in 2017, and he could not win first round. The people look up to him. 2017, people printed their own T-shirt. People walk from their homes to the party headquarters. People came from distance to worship him. Let me put it that way, to worship him. 2017, but he could not win first round. And now he has messed up. He has messed up massively. He has failed the people. Then you talk about a first round. First of all, let me break it down for him. Let's go to bombing. Let's go to Bapolu. Let's go to Kidman. Those three counties I just called to you, they have already turned their back on George Weah. No matter how you see it, no matter how you turn it. Maserado is divided. The history of Maserado, no incumbent have ever won Maserado. He has is always been a cheerful vote among the candidates. Let's go to Lofa. No matter what you do, you go up, you come down. Joseph Boakai will come massively in Lofa. Let's go to Nima. We saw it recently. Let's go to Sacré-Pied. Let's go to Ban. All of villages. We saw it. When Jeremiah Kun went there, you saw the people you saw the crowd, people were fainting. So that George Weah forget about the first round victory. George Weah cannot tell me one county that he will even count 10%.
So now, Mama, are you saying here that you disagree with a first round victory for CDC, but you agree with a first round victory for Unity Party?
No. I will not agree on that based on the amount of candidates we have in the race. Let me be realistic.
In 2017, we had 19 candidates in the race.
Good,
but it's just the difference of one candidate. Now we have 20 candidates.
Nobody won first round.
19 candidates.
Yes, nobody won first round. And this election, this coming election, October 10th election, will be a second round. And the second round, the heavy hand will be JMB. The reason I'm saying this, because George Weah was already popular. He never came first place. He never won first round election in Liberia. So why you think in your own mind, sit down and fold your hand and say, now things has scattered. What you think will make George Weah win first round? Where you go to any corner, the
So,
people
so,
cry.
are we saying here that both the Unity Party and the CDC that are talking about first round victory are just far away from it? They're not being realistic about this. They
Yeah,
are
yeah. And let me
projection about this.
conclude. Yeah, let me conclude by saying this, right? The
Mhm.
reason is a lot of candidates in the race, and all those candidates are making a very good effort. You get a less of Tewa Gonglo, you get a less of Alexander Benedict Kumi, you get Moluba. So those people, they are making their case, and people listening to their voices, and they carry voters. So you get that kind. You say one round. I support JB 100%, but JB
Oh,
one
you
round
don't
victory.
agree with one round victory. You don't.
No,
You don't
I
think it's
disagree.
possible.
I
So
disagree.
I mean, your Unity Party got 28% of the vote in 2017.
Yeah. Mhm.
28% of the vote.
Yeah.
And according to the Unity Party and all of what we've heard them say on the different campaign trails, look, that 28%, based on according to them, what the performance of this government, the quote unquote failure of this government, that will cause a lot of people to gravitate towards the Unity Party. And because of that, that 28% is going to jump or leap from 28 all the way to 50 plus 1% of the vote. You support the Unity Party and you think that is not a realistic statement. It's not
No,
going to be a
I would,
reality.
I support the Unity Party 100%. I will not dispute the fact, but I'll be real in saying this, right? The Unity Party, the whole election is not first round victory. The reason I already gave you the reason you get
Thank
a
you.
lesser Kumi, you get a lesser Tiwa Gongo. Those people
Cummings
have
was
that
in the
following.
race. Cummings was in the race
Yeah,
in
but Kumi was in the
2017.
real. That's what I'm saying. They going election. There was no fair. Look, Joe was most popular. They going election than anybody in the race. People look up to Joe. People walk from their houses with empty stomach. They printed that T-shirt, but Joe never won first round or never win first round. So what you think now you win for when you already messed up the economy? What
Thank you very much.
people who they were not even able to buy soccer. Now they buy Mercedes Benz. All the
Thank you very
government
much.
money.
We're gonna move to Sylvester. Sylvester said he doesn't support any political party. He represents Liberia here on the show. And guys, I'm encouraging you to share the show as you come on. Share the program. Let's have a great conversation here. We have a space here in studio. Let me just post the link in the comment section. If you follow the show, you want to come on and make a contribution, you can do just that by clicking on the link. And once we see you backstage, we're going to bring you on. Sylvester, you are on this program. And you have said multiple times that you don't support any political party. You're here for the Liberian people. You're more like a neutral guy on the show. Where do you stand with this whole discussion about a first round victory for either the CDC or the Unity Party? Is there any possibility of those two political parties getting a first round victory? Mr. Cummings he has condemned that. He says it's a trash. It doesn't make sense. In the exact words of Mr. Cummings, he says it is nonsense for any political party to think that they're going to win a first round victory. But what do you think about this? Because in the midst of what Mr. Cummings said, the two political parties have maintained that they're going to win a first round victory.
Thank you. You see, it's like going into a match with your opponent. You got to say some things that will scare your opponent, even if it's not realistic. You look at your opponent, will give you 5-0, will beat you 7-0, even though it's not realistic. This whole delusion of one-time victory, that's just charade. Right now,
Who's on the charade? Which political party on the charade?
I hear CDC saying it. I hear Unity Party saying it. One-time victory. Now look at this. Okay, you have 46 political parties, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have 2,471,617 voters. Right? Now, some of these voters, they are outside the country, they are in the diaspora, right? Some people went and registered and came back, right? So they're not in it. Some of them were not captured during the census because they were not there during the census. Okay, so they were not there during the census, so they're not captured in the how much the total census. They will vote, but for you to say you're gonna get 50 plus 1 on a one-time hit You have to back it with data. You see, that's why I tell all these political parties in Liberia, they're lazy. Politics is not cheap. You got to spend money into research that back with data, and you believe that this based on XYZ that we have done, and based on these resources, we're going to hit them one round. But nothing. It's just about mob. Maybe they go to District 13, the crowd pool, District 5, District, they look at that, they one time. Come on, it's not possible. It must be magical. The only person that did that in a long time was Charles Taylor.
Charles Taylor.
Other than Charles Taylor, all the other elections are being second round. It's not possible. It's not even realistic for this kind of statistic. No.
Thank you, Raymond. Let's hear from you. What's your take on this?
So when anyone says something is not realistic, meaning it's not in the realm to happen in human interaction, and that's was just debunked by his own statement. If Charles Taylor did it, anything that happened before can reoccur. So it's realistic.
But now with this election,
with the definition of the word realistic, with the grammar, the English.
I was saying it's not realistic.
But in the context of his statement, in the context
I was
of
saying it's not realistic with
it is
this
realistic
election.
because it have happened to before. It was the Liberian people. Look, election is the decision of the people. It's not the eloquence of a speech that anybody can give, or the ideology or the analysis. And one thing you failed to provide to the Liberian people, that 14 of the parties that took part in the 2017 election did not acquire a percent vote. A lot of them were 0.1, 0.3, and the likes. It took only 7 parties to exceed 1% vote. So a lot of the small parties are not even going to acquire a 0.5% vote. And the indicators to look for in any election is how the people think and how they respond to the candidates. Of all the talk shows that are being hosted and called in, opinion, walking in the streets, that's how you get indicators and know where the people are saying. Those are sample frames. That's how people use to draw empirical data, statistics. That's how you do. You take a sample frame and you can come up with a realistic decision. And let me give you the numbers from the 2017 election. George Weah had 38.6%. Joseph Boakai had 28.7%. Followed with the party that Prince Joseph represented had almost 10%. Bromskin Kim were almost the similar amount. Before the man who says it's not realistic, because most time it's a Craig syndrome. He's that down, wants to pull everybody down with him, and he quit himself. People that are in the mud want everybody to get dirty. Not to throw any dirt at Cummings, but he knows his message is not resonating with the Liberian people. That's why he can't even have any show of numbers. And the rhetorics we hear from them is that politics is now about number and the silent voters. Only ghosts are with you, the real people, the real voters, those who have voting cards are not with you. It's just an admittance to defeat. But these are the indicator to look at.
And I like the fact that you went to the small point behind the percentage. 28%, 38%. But thank you for bringing the point behind the percentage. But that's not really our focus. But the point here is, Raymond, from your own look of things, the internet has made the world a global village. You can sit from anywhere and see some of the happenings any part of the world. When you hear the Unity Party, for example, talk about a first round victory, when you hear the CDC talk about a first round victory, does it sound realistic to you? I mean, judging from the indicator,
very realistic. And I said election year is about the disease.
Realistic for who? The CDC or the Unity Party?
The Unity Party, and I'm about to give you the indicators. I said the very first thing we should look at and be empirical about it is the opinion polls from the various radio stations and people who walk in the street and just talk to the Liberian people randomly, random sampling. If they talk to 10 persons, of those 10 persons, how many persons go in the way of the Unity Party? That's a sample frame. That's how you make decisions. You don't take count everybody in. No opinion pool capture everybody. The radio station call-in shows. Numerous. So you're not going to do it many times. And you do the average. It puts the United Party currently about 60% of those opinion polls. See the Vera rallies in every district that Joseph Yima Boaka drafts. Is already crowded beyond capacity. It tells you the Liberian people are resolved. Charles Titter, when the people voted Charles Titter about 75% of the vote, Charles Titter never even had the opportunity to campaign to all of those people. The people were resolved. We heard them. Why did they say, you came my mom, you came my pa, I'll vote for you? Now why are they saying? Our past sorry we made mistakes. So the indicators are there. And let me just share with you what happened for the United Party to go around 28%. It was disenchanted United Party when the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf faction had left. We know what helped George Weah to go to 38%. He had the support of the NPP. Holistically, the NPP was with him. We had even the party of Ellis Tyler. We had a lot of people in here correlation that are no longer with him. Now we see the NPP split. Half is with the United Party. Half is still with the CDC. The half that came with the United Party going to bring numbers. Alex Tyler that once was with George Weah, he going to bring numbers. We see where Frank Johnson and his party stay alone almost around 10%. If you add that to the United Party, that's almost 30-something%.
So is it also fair to say that the former running mate to Ambassador Boakai has also crossed over to the CDC, talking about Senator Nukwe, and that in itself could be a takeaway from the Unity Party? Senator Nukwe could just be going, because the man was vice, he was a vice standard bearer to Ambassador Boakai. He could just be going with his own number.
So I'll be honest with you, Councillor. Speaker Nukwe at the time was a burden to the JMB because he don't have a huge constituency. He comes from Magi. Hold on now. Let's do the analysis. He comes from Magi. What his senatorial seat he won? What was the number he won? He won with. And in fact, in that elections, when JMB was attacked, it was Nukwe that was attacked based on his statements. So he was more a burden than he was of any help.
Thank you. Let's move to AB. What do you make of this? What's your take on this? Is there a possibility of a first round victory for any political party in this race? The CDC, Unity Party is saying that.
Yeah, for me, I strongly believe that, I'm looking at this entire elections period, it will be difficult. I'm not saying it will be impossible. It will be difficult for the CDC, for them to be able to come out as first round victory. The reason is just very simple. In 2005, George Weah, he could just say, assemble. People, thousands of our comrades and compeers, they will be trooping. In 2017, the mayor did the same thing to the extent that when George Weah hold your hand, you will win that district. But today, let it try. So for me, it will be difficult for George Weah to come out as first round victory. That is just a mere bluff. Because we are seeing where here, this guy have put in our country in the toilet and about to be flushed. So, but for the United Party, I strongly believed, and with this convictions, that UP can be able to pull their numbers to first round victory. The reason why I say
for you, the first round victory possibility for the CDC is out. You think it's not possible?
It is not
according
possible.
According to you, the CDC has not performed. The CDC now is not the CDC of 2017 or 2011 and 5 and all of that.
Yeah. And that what I believe. Looking at JMB has as all of our comrades here tonight. Looking at JMB, JMB had sat down. The vice presidential post is a ceremonial post. The man has said, and so that is the reason why I always say one of the best presidents that Liberia ever produced. What the man who was vice president to William V.S. Stockman, William Aratogo. People never knew the goods. People never knew the art that our brother had until when he ascended to the presidency. That is the way that the Liberian people, they are just different. Liberian men will be able to vote before the voting day. So we know that the UP will be able to pull that number out. That 50 plus 1, the UP will be able to pull that out.
And this is the thing, AB. This is the thing, and I need us to be very, very sincere with our analysis here. If the CDC, in the midst of everything you're talking about, got the Unity Party got 28% of the vote. From 28 to 50
plus 1.
Plus 1. You're talking about 32. Sorry, not 32, but let's say what? Yeah, 28.
No, 22.
No, 22, right? Okay, yeah, 22. I mean, 22%. So where is this extra 22% going to come from?
It is very, very simple. You remember, nobody can be able to win elections without Prince Johnson's support. Nobody in our country.
Wow. That's another whole argument there all by itself. That's another debate there all by itself.
Okay.
Are you saying that Prince Johnson is the Kingmaker of Liberia or what?
You just used the right word. That's the right word, Kingmaker.
Yeah. And looking at Alex Taylor as people used to refer to him as Corruption King Kong. Looking at him pulling away from the CDC. Looking at MPP. Looking at MPP. What I mean, looking at MPP being divided. As far as we are concerned, the real MPP is the one that with the UP currently. Because the chairman is a man who does the T and does the R of any political party. And that chairman is the senator. So he is with the Unity Party. So when you combine all of those numbers, Nima going to be delivered. Bomb going to be delivered. Lofa going to be delivered. Maryland going to be delivered.
Thank you, AB. Thanks a lot. Let's come to our brother Cindy. You represent Mr. Cummings on the show. Cindy, your political leader has trashed this entire thing about first round victory. He said it is nonsense in his exact words. Mr. Cummings said it is nonsense. Oh, okay. For any political party to think they're gonna win this election on the first round, Mr. Cummings said it doesn't make sense. But from your own analysis of things, you have heard the Unity Party talk about the first round. You've heard the CDC talk about a first round victory. What do you think? Is there any possibility here of a first round victory for any of those guys?
Look, Nelson, let me repeat the word, exactly what Mr. Cummings said, right? It is statistically and mathematically nonsense. It can be done. It cannot be done. Okay? For my Unity Party friends here, they believe that they have already won the election. That's their belief. So they will tell you that this can be done on the first round. But we know, given Liberia's recent election history, a first round victory in Liberia is impossible. It's impossible. So I will say this. I listened to Raymond compare the 1997 election to this election. And I think the brother just got it all wrong. And he thinks because Mr. Charles Taylor did it, so Mr. Boakai can do it. What Raymond forget to understand is that in 1997, when the Liberian people went to the ballot, they were afraid of repeated war. So they said, if you kill my mother, you kill my father, I'd rather vote for you than for us to return to war. Mr. Taylor was still around. He was powerful.
Are you saying that the election at that time was more about the survivor? So whether you kill my mother, I'd rather vote for you and live than to not vote for you and then go back to war where I could possibly lost my life.
You said it better than I could. That's exactly what it was. It wasn't because the people wanted Mr. Taylor. It was because the people was voting on their survival. If we look at 2005 with Mr. Weir, popular as he was, if we look at 2017 with Mr. Weir, popular as he was, he never won first round. And you think this is our first time seeing popularity contest in Liberia? Do you think this is our first time seeing people rallying around one candidate? That has never happened in our recent history. So a simple linear equation will tell you that this cannot be done. It's statistically impossible. So Mr. Cummings is speaking with data. He's using data mindset. He's not just verbalizing it to the people to make them believe that this is possible. It is okay to be real with your people than not to be real with the people. I don't think the CDC government, I don't think the CDC will win anything. I don't think they're going anywhere. But I do not believe the Unity Party will win first round. I believe that the Liberian people will make a better decision this time around. That decision will defeat the CDC. However, I strongly believe that the Liberian people choices will be between Mr. Edison Cummings and Mr. Boakai. Let us also remember, this election, we have a lot of strong contenders. We have Mr. Gonglo, even Dr. Maluba coming in very strongly. So where are you expecting this first round victory? It is impossible. And Mr. Cummings is right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I
Please,
didn't expect
just
you
1 minute.
to disagree with a political leader on the show. You know, politically, you have to adhere to the party mandate. You know, you don't go contrary to the party. But go ahead.
That's for your talking point, you,
Yeah.
Mr. Moderator. I just want to give you information. The occurrence of first round victory has happened 1 out of 4. So the chance of it happening is 25% out of the 4.
So you think there's 25% chance of
mathematically? That's how
and
you
you think that 25% will play in the favor of the Unity Party or the CDC?
So mathematically speaking, if there's a 1% chance for a thing to happen, it's possible.
Yeah.
So if it's 25%, it's likely. Mathematically speaking, if you're using mathematical word, it's likely.
In which elections? Which are we into the recent Liberian history?
Out of 4 elections conducted since the Civil War.
Okay, so
out of 4 elections after the Civil War, 1 was won with first round victory. 3 had to go to a second round. So,
thank you very much. Let's hold you there. Remember, you're not going to have a second round.
The Liberian Civil War in 2003.
Can I have 10 seconds, please?
The Liberian people exercise their franchise. That's why you're forgetting.
But you said after the Civil War. The Civil War did not end until 2003.
But
Okay,
just 10 seconds.
So let's hold you there, guys. And yeah, Sylvester, you wanted to make a point quickly.
Yeah, I wanted to address Raymond. Okay, you're talking about the various pooling that have been done and what have you. Let me tell you something. Let that not fool any political parties. If you go into CDC stronghold and do interview, it will mislead you. You go in Joseph Baka stronghold and do pooling, it will fool you. You go on Spoon TV, you do pooling, it will fool you. Look right here now. How many UP people here? Okay, when you go to SKTV, it will give you a whole different, because I see a lot of communist people on that side. So
my brother, I want you, instead of you just
thank you guys.
Let's
hold you guys there.
Show me your data.
Hold on, my brother.
Show me your data.
Hold on now.
Don't just say it.
I said, hold on. Let me.
Okay, so gentlemen, we gotta keep this show calm tonight.
Yeah.
We want noise in the building. We want tension. You know, no tension on this show tonight. No tension.
You are the cause of that, Nelson.
So no, listen.
Everybody
Don't drag me like that.
Nelson, you are right. Nelson, you are right. I support you.
Okay, you see the men on the other side supporting me. The men don't want to be in the background for.
We want civility here. You put me in the background for so long. I don't have a problem with that. But once it comes to, when it comes to Liberia,
Thank
At
you.
least we all must participate. So I don't have a problem going to the back so long.
Thank you
This
very
is
much.
why we are here for. We take up our time to come here. So
Thank you very much. Josh, the floor is yours. What do you think? Your CDC have talked about
You
a
you are
mute.
first round.
muted, Josh.
Your CDC have talked about a first round victory.
Yeah.
Unity Party equally say they're going to get a first round victory. It's your CDC positioned well, judging from the 2005 performance, the 2011 performance, and 2017. And now that the people have tried and tested the CDC for about 6 years, is there a possibility of a first round victory for the CDC?
Look, when it comes to these things and elections in Liberia, there's nothing impossible. So I would like to rule out impossibilities here. What I want to say is that it is very unlikely that any party, any single party, will get 50% plus one in the first round. It's very unlikely, and that's how far I can go, because I know everyone is zealous. Everyone is anticipating to win this election. Um, the ruling party is no exception. Everybody wants, to win in the first round, because the first thing, one of the things that I do observe is that, and I would like to mention this, and I want Liberia to maybe go to the U.S. With a voting where we have the electoral college, because for the 50% plus one is costing us too much money. As a country, we should be developing, but if we go to second round, we'll be spending another maybe $10 million, just for elections. It's really uncalled for, I think. And then electing one person out of the two people, you know what I mean? Where in 2017 president, we are one, almost maybe 14 counties, and so forth. So I would like us to return there. But here's the thing. I want to mention something that you guys spoke about earlier. It's about Yeka Koluba. And this guy, he continues to um, be very, very obnoxious to
We,
our
we, we,
society.
we have that coming up as part of
Yeah,
our
okay.
discussion.
So I just want to mention that. But look, it's very unlikely for any one party to obtain 50% plus one. I think I stand with my party to say we stand the most likely to achieve that, but I would say it's highly unlikely as well. And
Oh,
because
oh,
look,
no,
I
no,
mean,
no, no. Let's understand you, Josh. We want to understand you well. Are you
yeah.
disagreeing with your party, or you following the party mandate of a first round victory? Party mandate or disagreement with the party
Look, what I'm doing is I'm comparing the chances and contrasting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with anyone here.
So
I will
after
compare.
comparing and
I will
contrasting,
compare, contrasting. I would say that it's
mhm.
very unlikely that will happen.
Don't use big bogey, Josh. We want our old man in the interior now not listening to us to understand.
Okay,
CDC will win it on first round, or they will not win it on first round.
it will not be easy.
It will not be easy.
Yeah, it will not be easy. So that's where I
So
will stop. Yeah, yeah, it will not be easy.
okay,
It's the intention, but it will not be easy. So hopefully, we'll go to second round. I think I'm really setting now after looking at
okay.
everything, all the variables on the table. I think definitely we're gonna go to second round.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
So um, going.
Yes, Nelson, how are you?
Yes, sir. Go
Thank you
ahead.
for affording me the time once more. Uh, I listened to the guys giving their views and thoughts as it relates to the issue of a party winning second or winning first round. And I would say from my end, there are indicators where one where a political party or partisans of a certain political party will tell you that yes, they can win the first round. We have seen or heard so many opinion polls being conducted both online, TV, radio, impressions by journalists, talk show hosts, and what have you. And even listening to the citizens themselves as far as the remotest part of Liberia. So for a party winning a first round and for the United Party partisans to be saying that they will win the first round, I think they know the indicators. They have seen they know the indicators that from where they are speaking from. The indicators are there. So it's no fear, it's no doubt that they can win the first round. It's no
Thank you.
fear. And
Thank
if I would touch on the Yeke Koluba situation today,
No,
listen to the,
that's coming up. That's coming up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I will be leaving soon. Maybe I may not come back. Maybe I will get a phone call. But I
Okay,
just want to
then,
give
then
my
you can make a contribution on that on the phone. Yeah, because we
okay,
don't
no,
want to mix the talking point. Yeah.
okay, no problem. Thank you,
Thank you very
thank you.
much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Rudolph, the floor is yours, and then
Yes,
yeah,
thank you,
go ahead.
Nelson. Thank you. I mean, I would say it's possible for the UP to win first round. And here is it. In 2017, the CDC was won first round, but the level of urgency that is attached to this election was not the same.
Somebody need to mute.
This level of urgency can only be compared to that of
Brother
the
Turnout, can you mute?
2007 election. Are you talking to me? What's going on?
Try again. You're not muted. Try again.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
You are live.
Okay.
Yes, I think I muted him
Okay.
already, but go ahead, Rudolph. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Quickly.
so I am saying it's possible for the UP, but not, I don't think for the CDC. And here is it. In 2017, the CDC was won first round, but the urgency that is attached to this election is not the same as the one that was in 2017. This urgency can only be compared to that of 97, when the people were voting based on their survival, right? And now the people are voting based on their hunger. They are voting based on bad economy. They are voting based on bad health sector and everything, right? So let's go to the number game, because I mean, for me, I like numbers. So we have a total of 2,471,617 voters, right? So when you look at Region 1, that comprises of Bomi, Bapolu, and Grand Cape County. And the total number there is 200,232, right? So let's say this, right? Because we all know that in that region, I mean, George Manabuya is going to be whooped, and we know that we're going to win that. So just for the number's sake, let's take 150,000 from that number, and the rest they can fight over it, right? And then let's go to Region 2. Region 2, that is Bong, Lofa, and Nimba. And we all know we have Nimba in there with the highest number of votes. Let's say Region 2, we are going to, so it's 718,946 votes. Within that number, we are taking away 500,000. And the other 200,000 they will divide it, because we have Tier 1 Gonglo in there as well. Let's go to Region 3. Region 3 comprises of Grand Bassa County, Magibi, and Monterrey County. And the number is 1,244,960 voters. And because because of the many factors, we have A.B. Daros DeLong, who has proven to be the lion of the biggest county, Monterrey County. So within that number, let's say we will take 600,000 from there, because I mean it's a fighting ground, right? So we take 600,000, and then they will fight on the other one. Then let's go to Region 4.
Okay, so you have 20 seconds to complete all that region.
I'm almost done. Region 4, we have Grand Juliet County, Grand Crew, Maryland, River G, River Set, Sando, and that part is seen as Mr. Weir's stronghold. So I mean, let's say we would take away 120,000, and then he will take the other one, right? With that, Nelson, that brings us to 1,370,000 votes. And
so very quick,
if you do the math, I can
1 million plus.
I will be real quick. When you do the math, that takes us to 55.429%. It's a win, first round. So
Okay.
it's possible.
Thank you very much. So we take Morris, and then we'll go to
Yeah, Nelson. Let me first Should I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, all right. Say quickly. Anyway, let me start with my brother George. George, we are not holding president. We are responsible for what J.J. Robert did because he was not even born at the time. Or what Barclay did. Nobody is holding president. We are responsible for what all those people did. People are holding him responsible for what he did under his. Nobody telling president what they asking him what you did under your regime or what you didn't do. That's why they're holding him. Because the primary objective of every government is to come to move the country at least one step ahead, not to take the country back. So to the issue of the first round victory, I think so far the only person that I know that I don't believe in the first round is Mr. Comey. Because I have listened to Mr. Gonglo say he will win the first round, Mr. Moniba, and so many other candidates. They said they will win on the first round. It's only Mr. Comey that I've heard that said he will not win on the first.
Are these statements really realistic?
Whether it is realistic or not, that is a different argument. But the people that go in the race, they say they will win on the first round. So for me, I have no issue with the CDC and the Unity Party that holding that view. Now, since I'm here on the Unity Party, the GMB, the train, I will show the evidences, those key evidences to prove that indeed, even though it is highly possible, but indeed, the Unity Party can win the first round, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because look, every government in power, they start their campaign start from the day they take over. Everything they do is campaign all by itself, right? The Unity Party is saying that look, we were in power, we did this, we built institutions, we did this. The first 6 years, the Liberian people were convinced they give the Unity Party power. The second time they say no, and we all agree that Unity Party failed in the second time. We agree. So the Liberian people, majority in their number, rejected the Unity Party. So the Unity Party is coming back with a new face to say, look, we were there. These are the things that we were able to do. These are the things that CDC have not done, right? The 25 million, the 3 missing boards, the 4 auditors, the rule of law, the justice system have broken down, the health system have broken down. All the systems have broken down. The president, we and the CDC have put the country in a reverse gear. So we know best. We were there. We are bringing somebody who was on the table that did not have the power to make decisions. He saw those things. He saw those things that should have been done. He saw everything. So we are bringing the president. We are the best for this job. So the issue of first round, it is possible, even though it is hard, but it's possible. I've not seen somebody that go in the race, you know what, I will not win for a round. It's only Mr. Comey that I've heard that from. I've not heard that from any other partisan. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Alfred, 1 minute, sir, and then we take Francis. Then we'll go to the lines quickly. Our next talking point will be about this report of the alleged sales of passports. Again, another passport saga. What does it say about our country? We have some of the videos and stuff up that we want to take a look at. But let's hear from you, Alfred.
Yes, thank you so much, Nelson. Given our recent political history, so to speak, we are all cognizant of the fact that there has always been a second round. But does that mean it cannot change? Liberia is good at making history. So for me, given the performances of this government, given the name we are, that today Joshua is struggling to campaign, it tells me that a first round victory is certain. Does that mean it will be easy? The answer is no, it will not be easy. That is the reason why we are doing all we can to preach the message of Joseph Human Boakai, because we believe that he's the right candidate. We believe that he is the one that will take our country from the toilet and bring it back to where we want it to be. Now, let's look at the regions. If you divide Liberia into 4 quadrants, right, and you're looking at the possibility of a win, if you go Western Liberia, for example, right now, Bomi, Bapolu, and Grand Makande, there's no vote there for Jowea. So that one we already know. You need that vote there. If you go south,
and so somehow, somewhere, he will pick up something from there. I mean,
whether he pick up number for them, that's not the issue. The issue here is we're being there. He will be flogged massively. All the people that he put a hand on, they will not win election there. That is clear. If you go down south, right? If you go down south, where you have Grand Bassa, you have Sino and Rewase, we know that those candidates on the shutting tower Liberia, they don't have the population already. So if you talk about Bassa from there, he doesn't have anything there. If you go northeast, right, where you have Nimba County, you have Grand Jide. Of course, you're going to take some number from Grand Jide. We know that. But Nimba County, we have a big chunk of numbers that we're going to take with the Jeremiah factor. Now, Bon County will be the cake. I'm talking about Moswara because Moswara will already scatter. He already scattered. So Moswara not even there. But the major counties we're talking about, Bon, Lofa, Nimba, they think fini. They think fini.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Election day.
Thank you. Let's go to our brother Francis, and after Francis, we'll go to the lines and take few calls on this talking point. We'll come back with our next discussion. Francis, go ahead. You have 1 minute, sir.
My people, hello. You know, Nancy said we should say it so that our old man and our old papa can understand it.
Right.
So I want to do like that.
Okay.
All the voting business here, they voting palaver here. You know what happened? They papa here, they call Joseph Baka, they get it. The papa get it. You know what they were sitting now waiting? We're waiting for election commission to get Joe Baka at a time. But let's leave that one.
So the one where we're talking about that whether Joseph Boakai will win on first round or President George Weah will win on first round, because all of them say when people go vote on that election day on October 10, they will win on first round. So who talking the truth that they won't want to know here?
My brother, let me tell you something. I'm sorry for the ANC people. Nobody joined into any competition or running for something to say, me, I will not get it. The ANC man, he failed. He not able to job. This man is 66 years old, he dreaming down. 77-year-old, 78-year-old man looking shining more than the man. So I understand that one.
No, listen.
Joseph Boakai, no, I beg you. Let me say, you say you gave me 1 minute, but you taking my time, my brother.
Okay,
I think you listen.
I gave you 1 second back.
No, you gotta make it 2 seconds because you did it 2 times. Please, okay, I beg you. This is all we're talking here. People are now going back to our past, our history. Our brother said it right. He divided the country into regions, and we're going to get more than that. And y'all can remember the FIDE, CDC people paperwork for the voting business. They are They're not getting themselves 50%. They get themselves 45, 48, 44. And let me tell you something, those all that do small math in elementary school and high school, when you get all the 40, you add everything together and divide by number of courses, you still fail. When you start getting 75, 70, 75, 80, you're going to be around C. So if they don't say can calculate the vote, they fail. Then when election commission calculate the vote, you think they will win? But let's leave that one. The election here, let me finish quick, but you give me small time, you keep interrupting. There are variables that don't exist any longer. Ellen Johnson said he was Joseph Boakai want to be woman. Ellen come to UN. She said, we got to change the people. The old people got to go sit down. The young people take it. That variable not there no more. Ellen, they're not president. Number one. Number two, Prince Johnson is no longer running again on his own for president. That vote is for Joseph Boakai. You know it. The small rich man, the men that get plenty of money, and I have plenty of people in Nema County. Jeremiah we didn't know a boy. He was not a variable. He was nobody in the voting parava yet. The man inside for Joseph Boakai. Bronsky died. The lawyer, he died. He party, he divided chakra. The Bassa people, nobody can get that vote. 65 to 70% going for Joseph Boakai. You know it. Then we go to Bond. The parent people say, Moi. He dead. The local can't pay me and I can't tell because that Joe Boakai home. I don't care how you feel about the Jala story. You just leave that one there. That some of us talk about 18 years ever since before it start coming through. We talk about councilor's car, it come through. We talk about local county outcome before the vote was taken because of the decision local people took to elect 2 lawma people to be senator. Then the Ghanaian people ain't get nothing. So they lost. Even before they lost, we told them say that decision not correct. So my people, to answer your question, my brother, Unity Party Alliance is taking the team on October 10th. All the other people now mean they're not taking some. They will take some. But the people that were there 2017, they're not there. Joey pulled the people here, 2005, they won. 2011, he went down 1 step. He come back 2017. He get it. He lost 12 votes. 12% plus 1. With 3 parties together. That man, all the young people will say they made our mayor, they made a Gibraltar man. He kick football, he read it, which will reach that. So let's give it to the football man. We'll give it to the man. We see the thing the man doing. We know the man good now. We know the mayor. The man that's steady mayor. The man can steady. Now the man himself defeated himself in Bomik and they say no. He's not talking to nobody. He's talking to we are cheering people. No, wait, honestly, I beg you. He's talking to we are cheering people. He's talking to the proper CDC people, the people that can't. No. Anything he says that they not agree with, they'll just go with Joe. That the people he's talking to, they're not the Liberian people. And now, finally, the number of registered voters have increased this election more than any other election since the war. Looking at all these small things, even Zogo there in the race will get vote. But the majority of the vote will go for the Papi Joseph Waka.
Thank you very much for your contribution. With that, we'd like to go to the lines and take a few calls on this, and then we will come back to our next talking point. It's a very serious issue, a concerning one. The re-emergence of a report about the sales of a passport, the Liberian passport, is something to talk about. We will come right back and have that as our final talking point. But let's go to the lines and take some calls. We'll do it all at the same time, taking from the WhatsApp and also from the local lines. You can call our local lines 0777 771075 or 0555 101075, and you'll be live. Let's take this first person. Yeah, hello. Yeah, go ahead. You're live. Your name and where you call from. Okay, go ahead. Let's all please mute kindly. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's take this person. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Your name and where you call from.
Thank you very much, Nelson. Thank you for the co-panelists who are on the show. This is Samuel Sa. I'm calling from Calcutta this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually a privilege because I've been waiting for the show and sleep carried me just on a 2 a.m. I knew that you were still on. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I don't know what I see on the show.
Come again. You said you don't know what?
I see you on the show.
No, he's not on yet. Maybe he will join us later.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for the topic. Let me just have my say in this. Yeah, pertaining the first round victory. One group is actually saying the fact about what they are seeing about the vehicles they have. Another group is using diversionary tactics. Let me say this. Fear tactics. You know what I'm saying? Hello?
Go ahead, sir. We're listening.
Okay. CDC is trying to play a fear tactics. Actually, it's not the number. Let's be frank. They don't have the number. But the Unity Party is saying the fact.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a number. Why am I saying this? It is a fair analysis. Why you put carry on? If you understood what were on in most of the country, the Dillon elections, Dillon won them massively. Early morning experience the particular.
Yeah, just wrap up so we take.
Yeah, we expect the particular sound from the CDC Youth League, which is allowed to check the fear taxes they put, and yesterday I won the election. That's why going on.
Okay.
Whenever you are a sitting government, and you see massive turnout, into a restaurant process, you know, just know that you're about to go visit.
Thank you.
Those they are coming. Let me tell you about chief. Those people turning out with their number because they want you out. When you observe, article election, there were massive turnout at every time. Massive turnout. Now people are tired. They are waiting to take you out.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's hold there and take this person here. Hello. Your name and where you call from?
Good evening, Nelson. This Alex Manuel calling from Minnesota.
Go ahead quickly, sir.
Yeah, look, realistically, I'm a Joseph Parker supporter, but I don't think we'll be able to win first round. But I can guarantee you, based on all indications, I can guarantee you that the election, the second will be between Joseph Parker and George Weah.
Okay.
Even though I don't want Joe to go second round, I come in. But the percentage difference that be between the two parties, I believe Joseph Parker this one about 45%, or it will be the 40%. We are being the 20 in the 20s.
Okay.
So the second round, you'll get a formality. So if you hear about 45, you'll have about 20%, 25%. It's clear that the 45% will win.
Thank you.
But nobody say that you win first round. That's policy.
Thank you very much. We take another call from here. Hello. Hello. Can you reduce the volume of the gadget you're using to monitor the show? Okay. So, Prince, you will have to lower the television, or you just walk away from it so we don't get that feedback. But let's take this person. Hello, you live.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you and where you calling from.
Thank you very much. This is Mohammed Kamara, and I call from Simple Bridge.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to highlight something. Fake life is not good. They have started now as we speak. Two buses, one of them gets packed filled with people carrying them to what prostitute with another for the launching. And they are making fake life. They will regret it. You should not feel like burn people. Those people are going to be defeated in first parent.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's take this person. Hello, your name and where you call from. Hello. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
Hello.
Yes, we are live. Your name and where you. Okay, so let's take this.
My name is Mohammed Kamara, calling from Simple Bridge.
Okay, Mohammed Kamara. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, I just said that the two buses, normal buses just passed, filled with human beings coming from County Way, and I think they came into the party headquarters for the launching service. And that's a fake life, that's a fake move, and that's a fake,
thank you.
Fake condition.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and take this person. Hello.
Hello, Nelson.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Your name and where you call from.
This is Abba Kingmaker from Carwell.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. You know, I've been in Liberia. I followed Liberia election from 1997 all the way upward. And we are on the ground. No one should come and fool anybody and say there cannot be possibility of first round, especially the way the wind is blowing. No. We were all here, Taylor Town, and he came here, we saw what happened. Taylor won the election 85%, followed by Early Joseph Sally. 2005, we saw it, 2011. No, we that are on the ground. Okay. We know where they are coming.
Yeah. Just conclude. Yes, conclude.
Coming. We that are on the ground, we know how the election will end. The Unity Party is in a very comfortable and a strategic position. So we did what the brother say, two buses papa in, and we're heading for the party headquarters. It's just laughable.
Thank you.
You risking people, you risking people life, they're gonna 9 hours.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go ahead quickly. Your name and where you come from.
It's Mohammed Sidwood. I'm calling from JC3.
Okay.
What my brother saying is right. Joe, we are not the no momentum in this country. And whether he can win, On the 10th of October, I mean, he will be London and leave this country and go live different place.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's go to our WhatsApp line, take some calls. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You live. Your name and where you call from.
Okay. I like Mr. George haircut.
Thank you. And when the minute started, they just know that Unity Party man, he coming for you. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you all so much. I'm Prince from Houston, Texas. You know the JMB is number one, and we let's say we are going for just one round. First thing I have to say is we have to educate our first time voter. We have to educate our first time voter. And it happened to me in 2005. I will surely, apologize to Liberian people for making a mistake to vote for George Weah 2005, which was my first time voting. And
Are you there? So guys, please don't call this WhatsApp line. Please don't call it direct. Don't place a direct call to the WhatsApp line. We have the direct call lines. So please don't use the WhatsApp number to call directly. I will not pick up your call. I will cancel it, and you'll just be interrupting with the network. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I see what happened here. I see what happened. I'm so sorry. As I said, I'm Prince from Houston,
No,
Texas.
no. We got you. We got you on that.
Yeah. The first thing I said I love Mr. George haircut.
We got you all on
And
that.
then
It was just few seconds of
okay.
interruption.
So, yeah. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. And I said I would like to apologize to Liberian people for voting for George Weah in 2005, and then because of the football issue, we all were, convinced at that time. We were just 8 friends because George Weah was playing football. We decided to vote for George Weah. So I would like to come on the platform to apologize to Liberian people.
You're already on the platform and you're apologizing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all so much.
Okay, sir. Let's hear this person. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Patient Howard calling from UAE Saja.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, and when you talk about this election, I've been following the election since it started, the campaign since it started. If you look at when you look at the comparison between CDs, how they call it, George Weah and Joseph Boakai right now, from the time I've been in that country as a small girl coming up, when last have you ever heard that they say, okay, the standard bearer is coming today or will be coming next week to this county, and you see people jubilating, celebrating ahead of the time the standard bearer is supposed to come? Show to you that Liberian people is resolved. They are ready. They are ready to vote George Weah out because it had never happened. Even how popular George Weah was, it had never happened in the history of Liberia.
Thank you.
Where the person will be coming for Bomi County, where they say the person will be going, Joseph Boakai will be going there on the 8th. The people were celebrating ahead of time.
Thank you.
The people is happy. They are resolved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take this person. Hello. Hello. Okay, so maybe we'll take the last call here. We have to move on. Hello. Okay, so maybe we'll take the last call here. We have to move on. Hello. Wow.
Hey, Nessie, how you doing?
Yes, go ahead, sir. You're live. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I think everyone has said it right, and we see that the wind is blowing toward Joseph Boakai. For instance, like you notice that the rallies that are going on, which one of the political parties have you ever seen Liberia host a rally two locations at the same time in the day? That's the first thing that you need to consider. Those are indicators. And you notice that just everywhere around, like I was telling someone, with a collaboration.
Wow. Another one. Yeah, go ahead.
it's about the people of Liberia desperately wanting a change. So you see, like the guy who came alive, like for instance, the analysis he gave about Liberty Party, Prince Johnson, and other thing. Those are indicators that will tell you that this thing is going to be one run.
Thank you.
And it's not because of Unity Party, it's because of the collaboration with all of the and all of the other political parties. And those are not even part of, that don't have a political party, but wanting a change in Liberia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Thank you very much. We squeeze this final person in, then we go back. Hello. 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 Are you there? Okay. I think we'll hold it at that. We keep getting calls, direct calls on the WhatsApp line, but yes, we want to hold the calls at that, and we'll move on to our next talking point. And I want to say welcome back to you guys. And a lot of you are aware that we have had the okay. Let me just squeeze in these two calls quickly. These two people have really been on the line. Please go ahead quickly.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Right now the talking will not solve the problem, but we already playing. We have resolved Liberians. Come October 10, well, we're going to bring the woman to set the page for us.
Thank
so
you.
We'll say thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And then this final call. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, hello. You live. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. This is George, best friend Ami.
Okay.
First, first I wanted to say something that
Oh wow.
And he was crying about bringing peace to Liberia and stuff like that. And I just wanted to let him know that George Weah wasn't the only person crying around the world for peace. And when he went there, he cried for peace. Peace did not come to Liberia at the time. Brought peace to Liberia. Should we get other than the presidency too, even though they are not qualified for it because they brought peace, they cry for peace around the world? We can't do that. We got to put. The one Chancellor election, people were afraid of Chancellor. That's why they voted overwhelmingly for him. But Chancellor wasn't the only rebel leader at the time. You had people like Alhaji Krupp.
Wow. So guys, please don't call directly on the WhatsApp line.
Would they be afraid of just so I just want to make that point that the first one is possible. You can see which way the wind is going.
Okay.
Nelson,
Okay,
if I may make a single second interjection. Can I?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I think we're
I
done
just
with
want
that.
us to take a cue, right, of the number of callers that call in. What's their frame of mind concerning this topic? If I might be correct here, right? When the two persons said it wasn't likely, everyone else said it was likely. So these are the opinion pools that people collide. But when we throw away all these data and we want to make an analysis, what are our analysis based on them?
Thank you. I think, yeah, Josh, 30 seconds.
I just didn't want to say anything concerning what my brother Raymond has been saying. But look, brother Raymond, we all do statistics, and when you do engineering, you do these things. Liberia has had more than maybe 50 elections, right? For our season. So if you're doing a calculation, you can say 4 elections and 1 out of 4. That is erroneous, my man. Stop misleading people. What you need to say is that back your idea, say is more likely or unlikely. This is probability. And you know
Thank
that
you.
we did that in high school. So
Thank you.
yeah, that's it. Thanks.
For the man misquoting my information, I said out of 4 after the war, we're using a time period. Or every time you do something, you take a time period.
You always changing the goalposts. You always changing the
I said
goalposts.
4 out of after the war. That's why I said. I said
We gotta
full
go. We gotta move
after the
on.
war, and I give a specific time period. Whenever
So
you're doing
Now,
something, friend, you must
this
have a
is
time period,
so
bro.
so Nelson, you realize that there's a girl that come on the show that always want to deal with me. You guys saw it again tonight. Everything I say on the show, that's why she came
She
to
called you
counter.
her best friend, my man. That was supposed. That was
she says she's a best friend. So
God
in
don't say
fact,
she your
she came
girlfriend.
to.
So when you count the show, come prepare with facts. By the time you start talking different things, we'll kind of correct you that all the year for.
Cool.
All the year for.
Okay,
you got a
guys.
best friend. You should celebrate it.
Okay,
There's
so
somebody in
now
right here already too.
most of you have been following this development of the alleged sales of Liberian passport. Um, and this is not new. The first time this thing came up was about 2 years ago with the Andrew Wamplo situation. Andrew Wamplo was the director of passport at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And it happened that alarm was blown about how Liberian passports were being sold to foreign nationals. And not just the ordinary passport, to a point where even the diplomatic passports were being sold in the hundreds to people who are first not Liberians, at least to talk about being diplomats. And some of those people went ahead and did some very terrible things. At the end of the day, it felt back on the very image of our country. As we know, the US government raised alarm on that situation. And our government then decided to get involved. Of course, Andrew Wamplo, was at some point taken to court. And then he was again being released after the US government raised alarm on the situation. Andrew Wamplo had to flee the country. There was investigation being carried out. Andrew Wamplo, why he was away, went on to say that he acted based on instructions from his bosses at the time. He even mentioned the name of former foreign minister Gbesonga Finlay. Now, with all of what happened, it still appears that the dust has still not been settled on this issue of the passport situation. Now, I want us to watch this video shortly, and we will come back and weigh in our thoughts on this particular issue here. But let's take a look at this video.
You are muted, Nelson. Nelson, you are muted.
Okay, I think I'm okay now. So as you saw there, that is the red passport. The green passport is the ordinary one, where just any Liberian, once you are a Liberian, it is proven by documents and everything, you get access. But majority of the passports you see, or that are alleged to have been sold to those foreign nationals, are the diplomatic passports. And we know that the passport represents our country. If there's anything that will ever go wrong with respect to maybe this kind of saga, it falls on the image of the country. Andrew Wamplo's situation was not fully resolved, yet we have another situation with Liberian passport. And as you see in the images, in the photos, one of those passports you see there is being given to a Turkish. One of the passport is being given to a Turkish national. Okay, so this is the guy. And if you went further down, you will see that even some of those individuals who are in possession, like you see this guy. Wow, there seems to be a kind of delay from my end here. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so I just like you guys to start to wait in your thoughts while I handle this technical issue from my end here. Yeah, Josh, you want to go?
You want to go? Oh, okay.
Yes, I wanna go first. So here's the thing, guys. After looking at the passport carefully, I think we are mistaken here. I'm not saying that passport cannot be sold, but in every country, when they said they got a consulate, right? The consulate general is not the national of that country. So like I look in the passport there, I saw a British nationality. The reason why they gave the passports to the consulate is because they represent our country. Even here in Australia, we don't have an embassy here, we have a consulate. So the consular cannot be a Liberian. Usually it's an Australian citizen, right? And that citizen will have to have a diplomatic passport because they work for the diplomatic mission of Liberia. So if you look in the passport carefully, you'll see that that guy is a British national. So that British national represent Liberia somewhere. So that's why they have that passport. But most people misconstrue these things because of the lack of enlightenment on the issue. If we had had some experts here, I think they would tell exactly that those people are entitled to the diplomatic passports. And because the reason why I'm saying this, I'm not saying that the diplomatic passport not so. No, it happened during Ellen time when Joe Barker was the vice president, which of course we did not hear any word from him. When I think a guy from Sweden, he went to Liberia and bought the passport and went and made a videotape and put it online. And it was a big disgrace for our country. And I'm not going to excuse the CDC government. They could fall prey to the same thing. But here is the thing: those passports that I've seen, those are for consular generals who represent Liberia in the countries where Liberia does not have embassy. So that's my information. And we can continue the
Okay,
discussion.
so
I'm not excusing any criminality or anything, but I just want to say, from a professional point of view, those passports are given to people who represent our country.
So we don't. I want to ask George one question.
I want to come in real quick, just a 30-second. So George is telling us tonight that consulate are giving our passport to represent our country, wherein Liberia does not have an embassy. So I'm asking Josh. So Great Britain does not have Liberia embassy there. Is that what you're telling me? Because I have my friend and brother Nathan Powell, who is currently at the Liberia embassy in Great Britain, and he is the second secretary general there.
Okay.
So is that what you are saying?
So AB, here's the thing. When they say Great Britain, it's just they say Africa, right? Like for instance, that's what I want to say. So it's a big place. So Great Britain is composed of Scotland, it's composed of Ireland. So many countries are in
George, can
there.
you test that name? Let me check on it, please.
Huh?
I mean, Nelson, can you check that the name so I can check on here?
So Great Britain is a big place. It get plenty countries inside.
On radio when we talking
You see it?
so
they're not just one place where they say England. England is in Great Britain. Guess what? But they get Ireland in there because the Scotland in there, and so you see the place is big. It's the people even. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So Great Britain, they're not just England.
I know that. I know that Great Britain is not only England.
So do we have a consulate in Ireland? It's part of Great Britain. Do we have consulate in Scotland? Scotland?
So when they tell you, so the British, the British country I know that it is comprises of all of this country, but they are talking about England. England is classified as Great Britain. That what many people that
Come on,
what
man. Come on. Don't do that.
Yeah, yes.
Don't do
I
that.
just want to make this point.
Don't do that.
I am saying to you
Don't
that
do that.
Great Britain, Great Britain, when they say Great Britain, I know that Great Britain comprises of other countries as well. But most of the case, when people are saying Great Britain, they are referring to England. That have more people think.
So
And
so
that
so AB.
I mean, it shouldn't be a debate between
If
the
people
two of you.
are
Okay,
thinking
so
like
guys,
that,
let's do
if
this.
people
Let's
that
do this.
when people are thinking like that, we that
Nelson,
get
can I
sense
just
or we
So
that
so
educated, we
interrupt?
can think like that.
yeah, let's do this, folks. Sorry, I
Can I
have some
inject?
technical issues from my end here that I'm trying to address. I want to bring some stuff on here.
I want
Hope
to see that man name so I
have
can
them
check on it.
coming
If
Yeah,
on.
Nelson, I
So
just want to make
the
this
name
point.
of the individual here
John Patrick.
is yes, John Patrick. Wait, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so John Patrick, the first name is McCarthy John Patrick. He's a British national. All right, he's a British national, and the passport. This passport was issued on the 11th of August,
Recently.
2023. The expiration date on this passport is the 11th of August, 2028. As you know, the Liberian passport is valid for 5 years. So, now there are several of them. Okay, so you have another one here. The name of this individual on this passport is Madiri Stephen Ochikin. He's a Kenyan. He's from Kenya, and this passport was issued on the 19th of January 2022. That's last year, and it's going to be expired. It's going to be expired. I see here 19 June 19 20, January 19 2024. I don't know, but
Yeah, that's what it
this
is.
individual is a Kenyan. Now if you go further down, let me try to bring something on here. Now the reason why it's important to look at this and to discuss it is because this is something that has to do with the image of our country. The passport of any country is now. So this is the image of the guy. Do you see the guy there in on the screen? This individual on the screen is the guy to whom the passport was issued on the 19th of January last year. That's the guy on the screen there. He goes by the name. Yes, so it's a Kenyan name. I may not be getting it right, but this is the passport. Let me see if I can have it coming on here.
His full name is Stephen Ochien Njari.
Okay, Stephen Ochien Njari. Okay, so there you have it. And he is a Kenyan. So these are individuals who are bearing the Liberian passport. And now the big question is, how do these people get access to the Liberian passport? There is information that the passport is allegedly being sold to those individuals. Now, if you go back to the Andrew Womplo situation, passports were sold to the point where even the US government got concerned. Now, the only reason why Andrew Womplo's situation bursted and it went wild and even our government got involved in it is because the US government raised some serious concern. And after the US government let go, our own government also let go. But the main concern was that in the Andrew Womplo passport saga, it was not just a situation about, like George mentioned, where the consulate, are being given the diplomatic passport. No. But in the case of Andrew Womplo, individuals or people paid they pay for the Liberian passport. So it was more like a business transactions. People were paying. Once you have money, you pay and you get a Liberian passport and you enjoy the rights and privileges that Liberians are supposed to enjoy. So if you get more money, you pay more money and you get a higher rated passport, which is the diplomatic passport. And then you get to enjoy the diplomatic immunities, the benefits. One notable individual, yeah, George, you're going to come in, but one notable individual who was in possession of the Liberian diplomatic passport was this guy. He was arrested. Wow, his name is escaping me. Oosh. Wow. Okay, I
Check.
hope I'm gonna get it. Come again?
Check.
Yeah, check. Right? Check. Very good. You're right. And at the end of the day, images like what we see now, all right, that what we see here now, images of Sheikh and our top officials of government started to parade on the social media. There were reports that Sheikh was in very close connection with the vice president. And this very Sheikh individual, after that situation bursted, the vice president said, yes, she knew Sheikh, but she had absolutely no connection with Sheikh. But there were photos, images of the vice president, and even the president and some top officials of government and Sheikh in different locations on photos. So, I mean, what does this say? I just want us to share our thoughts on this. You know, this is an information that is coming out. It is worth talking about because it has to do with the image of our country. If anything goes wrong, it's going to fall back on us. We know that there are some countries in the world right now that do not enjoy the rights and privileges that individuals bearing the Liberian passport will enjoy.
Yeah.
So it says a lot. So if a Kenyan national is in possession of a Liberian passport, a diplomatic passport like that, and there are information surfacing of another cartel of the sales of Liberian passport, then it says a lot. But you guys can share your thoughts on this. Maybe there's something we're missing here. Even the folks watching the show right now, you can come on. I'm going to post the link in the comment section again. You can come on and say what you think about this. Yes, this is our final talking point for tonight. And then we're going to make the rounds now. So Josh, you wanted to come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give you your official 1 minute 30 seconds, and then it will go around.
Okay.
So after you, we'll go to Morris, and after Morris, we'll go to Raymond, and then Sylvester.
Like what I said, I'm not excusing anyone to say no one sells passport in Liberia. It has happened before. It can happen. It could have happened. However, I'm looking at common sense. A British person who passport can take him anywhere around the world without visa will come to Liberia and want a Liberian passport that is diplomatic. Even a diplomatic passport, to where my passport can take me, or Liberian diplomatic passport cannot take them there possibly. They would need some restrictions. And a British man's passport is stronger than our passports. So let's look at the whole thing and think about it that way and figure out that maybe this person is actually a Liberian diplomat who is a counselor. I'm not saying that no one sells passport. It has happened before. Andrew Wamplo was I think arrested or something. So we can. I'm not saying that. I'm just looking at the merit of this one. I'm looking at. I'm looking at a British man. If I all were going to write his nationality as a Liberian, then I say this one is criminal. You get me? But that passport in that passport is written there clearly British. That man is a British man. He's not a Liberian. So how can you say they sold a passport to the man? It doesn't make sense. But our Liberian people, we are so stupid that even when
No,
Josh, sorry, guys, sorry.
George, I thought everybody was not allowed.
I take it back.
We got to do justice to our audience.
Okay.
Yeah. So please apologize to our audience.
I apologize to the audience. I mean,
what I'm trying to say is that,
what I'm trying to say is that our Liberian people, we don't listen. We let to listen to ourselves, not to listen to the other person, even if what the person has to say makes sense. If somebody is trying to steal our nationality and get our passport, in our passport be written there Liberian, as their nationality. But if it's written in there as a Kenyan, British, that means that person sells diplomatic mission for us. That's why they are giving them that passport. They are not selling it to them. And I'm not saying that they don't sell passport. They do sell passport. But these ones that we are looking at now are not part of the cases.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Thank
30
you very
seconds?
much.
30 seconds.
We're gonna come to you. Can we?
Hold on, Rudolph. Hold on.
Rudolph, we're gonna come to you. So, Maurice, you can weigh in
Yeah.
your thoughts on this issue.
Yeah, before I actually go on the passport issue, I just want to say this. This platform is created for people to come and just talk on issues about politics. I'm not sure this platform is created for a unity partisan or CDC partisan or ANC partisan, that a CDC partisan must have to be on the show before the show be a balanced show, or unity partisan. I mean, we all come on the show. We didn't come here by the approval of the party that will represent, or the political leaders or because there are 40 political parties. As far as I know, 20 presidential candidates, they are all not here. So the idea of a sedition have to be on the show by all means, or unity partisan or ANC, I don't see that. But to the issue, the passport issue, right? Look, you see, every Liberians outside Liberia, by one way or the other, are ambassadors of Liberia, because whatever they do, good or bad, it will have an effect on the country, right? So just to put it there. So the issue of passport, especially official passport, diplomatic passport, I know that diplomatic passport are not just given to Liberians. They can be given by foreign nationals, but on one condition, because diplomatic passport, when you have a diplomatic passport, you have certain leverage. We all know that. That will make a diplomat. When you travel to other countries, when you go to the airport, there are some leverages for diplomat. Some airport, they even have a special line. The scrutiny is kind of a little bit different as compared to the ordinary, traveler. So for a foreign national to hold a official passport, on what basis? What the person is doing? Because passport, people get this wrong. Passport are not to be sold. Passport, you can require passport based on the requirement when you met the requirement. Passport is not something that you pay money, they just give it to you, turn your back. No. Passport are not to be sold. So for our passport to just be given to foreign national, just like, I don't see it. Again, we'll come back to the issue of a good leadership. And I heard a brother said during the Madam Salif time, there were some passport issues with the Macintosh, yes. But you came to the way in which the passport issue have been rampant, it was not like that under the Madam Salif 12-year regime. We'll come back to the issue of good leadership. He came to power to put all this stuff into perspective, because while you are the custodian of everything. So for you to keep going back to say happy, it just shows, some kind of weakness, and you can't actually govern. So that's why we are calling on the Liberians to say, what? George Weah had enough. He has done his best. He can't just do more than his best. Nobody can do more than the best. This is George Weah best. So we are saying, thank you, President Weah, enough. But we want to say goodbye to you. Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you very much. Raymond, you can come in.
The very first fallacy that George said, the passport he holds has a lot more authority than the Liberian diplomatic passport. It's from the belly of the devil, or it's from a person who's very ignorant. No country, the least country, diplomatic passport. A diplomat is of a high esteemed person who has a lot of exclusion from the regular traveler who even holds the United States passport. I travel on a service passport from Liberia to China. I never went through any of the queues that you guys go through at the airport. They treat you as a high official. They treat you with sir and owners. And when criminals want to commit crimes, they don't want to be scrutinized. They don't want to be checked. So they go under the disguise of being a diplomat. And they can carry on their dubious things and enforce on the country. The whole issue of diplomatic passport being sold was a tip-off from our American counterpart. Because before you even issue diplomatic passport, there's a procedure. The Interpol has to do a vetting of the person. A country can hire another international person to serve that country. But before that thing is done, there are requirements. The country don't decide, just do it by himself. And because America is a bilateral friend and whole interest to Liberia, America interest is at risk, especially when it comes to terrorism. When a diplomat of Liberia and an American have a tie, they should treat that diplomat with that kind of honor. So holding a Liberian diplomatic passport poses risks to America's national security and even international security. That's how crucial it is. And the only reason, look, let me just track back. Don't we know that our president was arrested at a drug dealer house in the US here when a raid was carried out? Tell me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. If your friends are criminals, drug dealers, the guy who the America gave the tip off, the Czech person you spoke about, it was an American tip off. When the Liberian government denied knowing him, there were even email reveal the ties they had with him. And with no Wamplu revelation, Wamplu said he queried a lot of these things and it came from the president's office. So we're not talking anything that we don't know of. And so we can't use fallacy to cover up. The truth of the matter is this government has been selling our passport to criminals, not only one. Several of them came up. The only thing we're not able to speak of here and call order.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Raymond. Thanks a lot for your input. We will move to Sylvester. But this is interesting. Someone says Raymond looks Nigerian. You see these commenters. You know, we appreciate the comment section a whole lot. The president
So
said
what
Raymond looks
a Nigerian doing on a Nigerian platform?
Nelson, can you please check your messenger? I sent you something, and I want to use.
Okay, thank you. I'm going there right now. Thank you. But let's hear you, Sylvester. Go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, the question that comes to my mind is, why would someone want a Liberian diplomatic passport? Okay, even without passport, the ordinary passport and thing, we travel with it, we are humiliated, we are treated differently from other countries because of the history of our country passport. Okay, so these people who are involved in all kinds of dubious acts will always want a passport that is easy to get. Now, it is alleged that this passport will pay for. They were paid, I think they pay like what, 200,000 United States dollar. Why would someone pay 200,000 United States dollar for a passport? Why? Okay, because of the immunities that come with the benefits with diplomatic holders. Visa-free entry to most countries. They are free of tax liability. You know, they don't pay income tax from outside of the country. They don't go through custom and all of those things. So they will pay that money because of what they will get. And trust me, the kind of people that are leading Liberia right now, they can take anything. That's what makes them incompetent. So, Josh, that your Australian passport, don't let it fool you. You can't pass anywhere and go through anything like a diplomatic passport. No. They will treat you like any other. I say you get an Australian diplomatic passport, but an ordinary passport, you will be treated as an ordinary passport holder. Okay? I'll stop there.
Okay, so our brother AB, thanks for this information. We have a very important information on this. But go ahead.
Red beans just came out. So why not we take red beans and then we just come to me.
Okay. So you're giving your space up for
you are using your time out.
You're giving your space up for red beans. Okay,
no,
red beans.
No, I'm not giving my time out. I'm just saying.
No, you're not giving it. Red beans.
Instead of you coming to me and then going back.
Don't be bringing all the kind of need on the show. You're watching the show. Bring a real need.
So why not you take red beans and then after that then it will be me. After red beans, then he come to me. Then you can be out.
Okay, red beans. But listen, guys. We got that professional platform here, man. That you really red beans,
man.
Let me tell you, like a
No,
real
that's
name,
the
Red
real
Beans.
name. That's the real name over there.
So your
That's
last
the
name
real
is
name
Beans.
over there.
Your last name is Beans.
That's the real name.
Beans from which country? Which country get Beans as a last name?
So the real name is Muhammad. All right, the real name is Muhammad.
That's what we want. Put your real name down, my man.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
real name is
don't log
Muhammad.
into this show.
The
Don't log into this
reason.
show with
No,
fake
wait now.
profile.
Right.
Don't do that.
Why you made a hacker from Russia?
No.
No. Go ahead. Sorry, Red Beans. Go ahead. Let's hear you. But call your real name. Though you've logged in with that name, but call your real name.
All right. So the real name is Muhammad Ramson. All right. So okay. So when we do this stuff here, sometimes we want to hide ourselves for 2 minutes things. Okay. So we go to the.
Yeah, go ahead, Mohammed.
All right. So welcome on the show, man. I thanks everybody here.
No, we should be welcoming you because you just.
The man, my man, you're giving
All
the
right.
mouth on to the man confused.
No, you're asking for the name, so you gotta work on you want to know about the name. All right, let me use my 1 minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know. Yeah. All right. So, like the passport issue.
Okay. Wait. Let's give you small chance. Red Beans.
Yeah.
Let's give you time to breathe in.
I don't know
breathe
what happened.
out,
I hear
you
myself
come
when I'm saying something. I hear myself.
But then maybe it's from your system because everything is okay here with us. I don't think anyone here is.
But Red Beans, just talk. We'll hear you. Forget about hearing.
Okay, yeah, talk. Forget about what you're hearing. Talk. We'll hear you.
All right, we go on the passport issue. From the previous stage, when you listen to the president, he say, "We are shame." So I don't care how you're here. Those who connected or those who part of we are shame will always back the issue. This passport issue, my brother, nowhere it can happen. We got a lot of dedicated, like it come from Liberia. Under no circumstances they will get the American passport. Even they come on trip here, they would never get an American passport. You either go through the legal way by becoming an American citizen, or you go through the legal procedure, join the army. But they're not say because they bring it here for for programs on chess program or someone at government official stores and they get your American passport.
Okay. Thank you. Abby, go ahead, sir.
Say, when it comes to the passport issue, I know that this is sad. It's a sad day for our country, wherein our diplomatic passport have been sold for little of nothing. The brother is telling me that Great Britain passport is much more, it have much leverage than our diplomatic passport. That's what our brother just is saying. But I want to tell him here tonight that being having any country passport, our diplomatic passport, when it appeared, all the other passports we gave away. Whether you can get the American passport, moment you get Labrador diplomatic passport, that passport will be first in line. Now, let us discuss the guy that I saw with Madam Joa Howard Taylor. That guy is a BM. That guy is a BM in Kenya. He's a Kenyan business tycoon. So you want to tell me that he could not get a diplomatic passport in Kenya, but fly to come to Liberia to be able to get draw and their concubines, then smarty, and be able to hold our diplomatic passport. That's what somebody is saying here to me tonight. But what I can say is that there is a clear indication that our country need to be scrutinized. Our diplomatic passport need to be scrutinized. Even if the president is carrying it, it needs to be scrutinized. Because nowadays, that the government, when they want to create, when these thief they want to create big scheming scheme, how they can come to Liberia to be able to apply for our diplomatic passport. You will always see them pictures. You will always see the Ghanaians that having our diplomatic passport today. Most of them, you will see them having pictures with the president, having pictures with the speaker, having pictures with the Senate president, having pictures with the vice president. And this is just a side for our country. And this is a clear indication that Josh Manawia, that the direct put that they are tired, that it is time that you dress up in your football suit and be able to go back on the field. Thank you.
You know, thank you very much for your input, our brother Ibrahim. But you know, aside from this guy, Abe just talked about, the Turkish national, we just talked about whose photo is there in one of the passport. This is the guy right here. Okay, so this is the guys. This is the guy right here. This guy is wanted for illegal gambling in Turkey. You see, you see some of the individuals that are carrying our diplomatic passport. This individual is wanted. This individual is wanted. You know, and sometimes somebody asks a very important question, and I think that it was George who asked that question about why was somebody who is a British national want a Liberian passport? In most cases, when these people, when some of those individuals mess up, when they screw up, and they can no longer use their passport. In fact, most of those individuals are not even they not qualify for diplomatic passport from those different countries. Which country will just give that diplomatic passport to people random, especially like in this case, this individual who is wanted, you know, who will give that diplomatic passport to those kinds of individuals? This is the Turkish national here. All right. So it says a lot about our country. It says a whole lot about system.
My man Nelson, you ain't doing me justice, but I want to on my team. I say
okay, so yeah, but yeah, go ahead. You know, let's go to you.
No. Yeah, I mean, he was
I will jump over you. After I will jump over you. I will go. No. I will go to Rudolph and come back.
They jump over me, except the result. They jump over me. We're taking 50 plus.
You know, I said a name and thing. I said when I come in talk, please put it up. They didn't put it up.
I mean, it is serious. It is serious.
It's just go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but guys, in all seriousness, right? I don't want to believe that George is intentionally sitting here and saying these things to the people who are listening to us. I feel like maybe he doesn't know. So that's why I am taking my time to provide some facts, right? So the first clarity is this. Liberia doesn't have a consulate in any other country within the UK. And that is because those constituencies are all conglomerated within the UK Parliament. So Liberia has one embassy in London that handles the affairs of all of those sub-regions. That is that's the first clarity. Secondly, he talked about why would somebody want a Liberian passport? You know, most of these guys are people who carry on fraudulent acts. So they would, I mean, even if they are not wanted like this guy who is wanted from his country, some of them will say, you know what? Within my country, there are systems in place that when I try to get this passport, they will run background checks on me. There will be a lot at stake, and I may end up not getting it. But there is a little country somewhere in West Africa that is governed by a man named George Weah, And he is our friend because once in a while he was arrested in a home of a drug dealer. So we can realign ourselves with him. And that's what these guys are doing. So, George, that speaks to the intention of why they will want it. And just to conclude, Liberian people, with these things we are seeing, is clear that under we as leadership, Liberia is going nowhere. It's time that we muster the courage to kick him out and bring in JNB. Thank you. Because George already took my glory, so man, you win.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Alfred. Let's hear you. Konoa.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Let me say welcome to the show, our brother Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. Okay, welcome.
Thanks a lot,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. So nothing. The first thing I want to establish is that there is nothing wrong with a foreign individual serving in the capacity for another country and carrying a diplomatic passport. All right. So, but before that happens, there are rigorous procedures that has to be followed. Okay. So when you carry a diplomatic passport for any country, the reason why they give you a diplomatic passport is to conduct official business for that country. Not in your own interest as an individual, but for that country. That's why you are carrying the official diplomatic passport. However, what is more concerning to us is the fact that our government is being accused of selling our diplomatic passport. That is the issue we are discussing here. All right. So I think my brother George his information was misplaced. When he talk about, how other passports are powerful. The fact of the matter here is diplomatic passport, according to the Geneva Convention of 1964, they are all equal. They are there to conduct official government businesses with other countries. So whether you are in the UK, whether you are in the United States, whether you are in Canada, whether you are in Australia, the diplomatic passport was developed for countries to interact with bilateral relations. That's why it was developed. Now, in our country, it is alleged that these people, the Joshua government people, they are sending our passport for 200,000. For what reason? You don't sell your passport because the passport represents the country. It's a national document. Let's look at the intricacies, the security intricacies of sending your diplomatic passport. You know what you do to your country? You put all your citizens into jeopardy. Now, if you have Liberians traveling on diplomatic passport, they will be treated differently. They'll be treated differently. They'll be humiliated because our government is selling passport. Individuals within the government selling our diplomatic passport to individuals that have criminal nature, and because of that, people will now begin to suffer from it. Even in Liberia, the government can say, okay, all the business people in Liberia, the government can say, okay, you say you're doing business in our country, we can give you diplomatic passport to be able to do business in Liberia for Liberia. It can happen. But for people to start selling the passport to get individual gains because we're in election, that is what concerning. And that's what we should speak to. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alfred. We'll move to our brother Cindy.
Well, look, a lot has been said on this topic. And I think by now, our brother Josh will realize that some of the statements he made earlier, he will be willing to take back. I just want to give a brief explanation on how powerful the Liberian passport is or how it should be. Our country passport, currently the Liberian passport, you have 27 country visa free. It used to be more than that. And we started to lose that power because of some of these issues surrounding our passport. Apart from those 27 countries that Liberian can fly into without visa, which include countries like the Philippines, the Ecuador. There are several other countries that Liberian can go to and get visa upon arrival. So, Josh, our passport is very powerful. No, folks have said it. Folks that are trying to get the Liberian passport are doing it because they want to do business either in the region or they want to do business with countries that Liberia can go to visa free or get visa upon arrival. And they cannot do that business using their country passport. So your country image is being marketed. Your country image is being put on the market in a negative way. A British, another nationality is coming to your country because they can get it easily. I will share this story with you guys. I was at a gathering here, and there was a discussion ongoing. I live in New Mexico, and I'm going to disclose that I live in New Mexico. And we do get a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of illegal migrants crossing through Mexico coming to the country. Well, if you know the route that they take, often coming from South America. While I was in a gathering, I overheard a person say that they have family in Liberia trying to get Liberian passport to fly to Ecuador so that they can find their way out of Ecuador to come to the United States. It's a serious case, I'm telling you. I had to call a friend at the Foreign Affairs to flag that issue. 2 Cameroonians were arrested because of that effort. So this issue is a serious issue. People are using the Liberian passport to travel to other countries easily to do whatever business they want to do.
Okay.
This should be a concern for all of us. This is not a partisan issue here. This is a Liberian issue. It is destroying our country image. It is devaluing the power of our passport. The Liberian passport should be at the top. We shouldn't be having just 27 countries, most of them West African countries. The Liberian passport should be in a position now where Liberians should be visa-free to many, many countries. But when we continue to have issues like this, it just diminishes the power of our national passport. So we need a serious government.
Thank you.
A serious individual in this race to face all of these issues. This is an issue of security. And this is an issue that Mr. Cummings has talked about a lot, and he's going to tackle it on day one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, I like the way so someone is asking, how do I join the show? It's easier to join the show. Just click on the link there in the comment section, and like our brother Abraham Lincoln did, you can be able to join the show and make a contribution. Let's go to Abraham. Then we'll come to you, Mobile, to wrap up. Then we'll go to the lines.
Okay.
Abraham, welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot, my brother. Thanks a lot so much. I mean, you guys are doing a great job for our country, and I'm proud of the Spoon family. You know, I've been sitting here watching you guys for the past 30 minutes, and I decided to, give my little input. For those that listen to Radio Land, I think you heard my name already, Abraham Lincoln. I'm based in Canada. But Nelson, I got 2 information to give on these issues tonight. And also, I have a breaking news too within what I want to say. But first, let me begin by saying this. I obtained my first passport through the influence of the former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. May he so rest in peace, Dr. McLean, at the time working with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Okay.
I did not go in person. It was just a communication I was sent down to the passport director then. And then she requested for a letter from his office. And then immediately my passport was being processed. I going through the proper channel. So that's one of the means in which our passport have been given out there to people through the big forces and what have you. Liberians and various self are the reason our passport are in the hands of foreigners. I used to live in Korea. I work with Cameroonians and Nigerians that bear our passport. My brother, when these guys explain the story in which, how they went through getting the passport, you'll not believe what I'm about to say on here tonight. Liberians back in the country brought those people in their home, pretended to be family members, and walked them through the process to obtain our passport. just too little of nothing. What I'm telling you is facts. God lived in Korea for 5 good years, and I'm telling you what I'm telling you today. I got the names of all of those individuals, the Cameroonians, the Nigerians that bear our passport there in South Korea, and family members, common Liberians, ordinary Liberians, not government officials, but ordinary Liberians in our country, walked them through the process, brought them into their home like family, just for little of nothing. And that's one. And two, John J. Babler, superintendent of Grand Bassa County. You know, we supposed to have a counselor, an honorary counselor over there in Korea. But those guys scammed the Korean man that is presently now in possession of our Liberian passport, diplomatic passport that is expired. I listened to our brother, what's the guy name? I think he left the show. This guy did not pass through the rifle vetting process in becoming an honorable counselor for Liberians there in Korea. I'm sorry that we do not have the time, but I have all of the evidence and sufficient information I can give on this show tonight about how that guy obtained his passport, how the Ecuador were being fought by individuals within the CDC government, because it is a final document that you need in order for a consular office to be recognized in a country. That Ecuador were fought. President Weah did not sign that document, and that's why the consular office in South Korea is dead. And the Korean man has spent money. He tired of spending money. He refused to go back to Liberia to renew his passport. The assistant minister of family at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I can tell you, my brother, for a fact, requested so many times for money from that guy. You know, we have a very bad system in our country. And I wish that the CDC government will try to do better if they win this election. Or the next government will try to do better. My brother is very sick. It is very, very sick. I'm telling you, all of these things I'm telling you is all facts. I will send you all of those documents. I was the one that connected the Liberian government to business people there in South Korea. Because in South Korea, we had thousands of Liberians living over there. And I said, yeah, I think it will be very much necessary we have a consular office here. John Jay was the #1 man on that list, serving as a liaison between the Liberian government and the business people.
Are you talking about John
the
Grand Bassa County superintendent?
Superintendent, he's a scammer. I'm telling you for a fact. Former representative of District 12 son, Richmond Anderson, that was arrested with the Korean guy in Liberia, another scammer. I'm being very frank. I'm frustrated saying these things because Liberians in South Korea, they suffer to obtain a passport when the passport has expired. But I'll stop there for now. There are more information to give out, but I'll stop there for now. So I'm simply trying to say that though the government themselves are involved in our passport being out there, the Liberians, ordinary Liberian citizens and very self are involved. So hope we all can sit on a table and realize all of our mistakes and try to push our country forward. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Abraham. And I appreciate if you were to send some of those pieces of information via my messenger. It's just Nelson Collier, as you see on the screen there. Nelson Collier. You could hit me on Messenger or even the number that I'm going to be posting very shortly as we go to the lines. These are my WhatsApp numbers. They're all on WhatsApp. You can send any of those pieces of information to the numbers as well. We're about to go to the lines on this issue, but I see a couple of hands up. I see George. George has his hand up, and Rudolph. So let's
10 seconds.
Okay, Rudolph, 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, first of all, let me say thank you to the brother Abraham. I mean, you are right when you talk about those things, but I'm gonna tell you that it's normal for the people anywhere, not just Liberia, to try to bend the rules and make things easier for themselves. So I mean, if you blame the people, I think that's a disservice, because that is why we have government. So I think the blame should be placed on the government for not having a good system and for not putting on the right people on the bus. Thank you, though.
Can I respond to this, brother? Just what, 5 seconds?
Yeah,
If,
quickly.
if I'm blaming the people, my brother, you as a Liberian citizen, you should serve as a security for your own country. Are you telling me as a Liberian, you will allow a terrorist to come into your country, bring into your family to pretend that he's a family member and helping obtain a Liberian passport for a negative reason?
How
Then
would
you
this
say we
guy
shouldn't
even?
blame the people?
How would this guy even get into the country for me to talk to him?
But that's what I'm telling you, my brother, for facts.
If there's
I
no system
work
put in
with
place,
these
you will not
guys
even
in
enter.
South Korea. I work with these guys.
But this Ghana don't only come. They don't just come to the ordinary citizen. They come to big hand in government because they don't want ordinary passport. They gonna come into the country. They want diplomatic passport. So
Okay, thank you very much. We have to hold it at that, guys. We need to go to the lines. Our folks here want to make their contribution.
Just second.
Yeah, but Josh had his in up for a while.
Can I get interject?
I'll talk
George,
to him.
can you use your time to me, George, please?
No, thank you.
Let's just say 10 seconds.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Josh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank
you
you.
have 20
So,
seconds.
guys, look, I understand the sentiment, and sometimes when people are moved by their emotions, if you want to talk sense into them, you can be the enemy of them. I am not saying I did not come here to defend anyone. I said this passport selling thing has been something that has been happening in that for a really long time. However, looking at the passport that I was looking at, that passport does not look like a passport that it is for criminal activity. Because for the fact of the matter that the person nationality is within the passport. The passport you saw there, diplomatic passport, but then the nationality in there is not Liberian. That tells you that.
But Josh, do you
Yeah.
do you also agree that dual citizenship is allowed in several countries around the world?
Yes, but
That
it's
you can be
different. It's different. What I'm talking about is different. If you're dual national overseas in other country, you will have your separate country passport and your passport, and both of them will carry different nationality. That's what they call dual nationality.
Okay.
But if you have a passport, and hey, you understand it, thank you. If you have a passport where, okay, my name is George Wider, and then I got a passport of, let's say, what country I'm working as? I work in East Timor. Then they put a Liberian in the East Timorian passport. That is a diplomatic passport to serve them in certain capacity. It is not a, but
Yeah,
if you have
yeah,
in there,
Josh. I mean, Dennis.
Oh,
someone's
so my
talking.
man, Raymond, don't do
Someone's
that to
talking.
us, man.
No,
Yeah.
don't count.
All right.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
let me just close quickly. I see people here. They are saying George Weah was arrested in his friend's house. George Weah was never arrested. People should stop lying. These things that people do. Let plead our case. If we're against George Weah, plead your case on a fair ground, fair field of play. Don't tell us the man was arrested. He was at the house when that guy was arrested. Before you are arrested in America, there are surveillance placed on you. They know who are in the house, everything. They go for the person that they want. So the man was arrested. George Weah was
Thank
never
you.
arrested. People should stop lying.
Thank you. Thank you
So
very
let's
much.
ask for a few seconds. You have several minutes.
Give me a few seconds.
No,
He asked,
everybody wants few seconds. We have to
Yeah,
go
but
to the
we'll
line.
respond to the George.
Listen, guys. Listen, guys.
you gave the man
Okay,
2 minutes. So everybody was asking for a second.
Raymond, go ahead. Take 5 seconds.
Okay, so George Weah was arrested and later released. Arrest is an arrest. When your even for a split second, when your liberty is taken and you have to answer to questions, you are not free to go. It's called in America, it's called arrest. When you are not free to go and law enforcement has to talk to you and you have to provide information, it's an arrest.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the second thing I want to say here is the reason. As a real second, the reason these foreign nationals will take diplomatic passport, they are immunities. You immune to a lot of things, and most of the time it's even lawsuits. Criminals want to evade lawsuits, and when they go as a diplomat, they are treated like any other diplomat. That's a very powerful. But I agree with my brother. We should condemn our people for engaging into supporting criminals obtain our ordinary passport. When we won't correct the system, we got to correct it.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. We have to hold you there. And Alfred, you want to make a quick
Yeah.
just a
The
quick point?
interjection I want to make to my brother George is that I said previously, under the Geneva Protocol, there's nothing wrong for a foreign national to carry a diplomatic passport for another country. He represents the government for that country. All right. So in that diplomatic passport, we have to know his nationality. So when he come here and sit down and say, "Oh, because the man had a British passport, so why he carrying a Liberian passport?" What we are saying to you here, brother George, that criminals.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Alfred.
Criminals too much in it, and they
Thank you,
continue to
Alfred.
say our diplomatic passport. We will
That's-
not allow that to happen. That is the
that's
reason
what
why
you-
when Joseph Bourget come, there will be a counterpart. They will make sure we scrutinize all of it. The reason why they say our passport
we have to
is
mute, guys.
For-
Let's all mute. I'm hearing a very terrible sound.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Gentlemen, I'm doing justice to me. You're talking, I'm not talking. You're talking.
No. You finish talking, my man. We're not coming back to you, Alfred. Let me tell you that.
My brother,
escaped
go
me.
to the phone now.
Let's go to the phone lines and take some calls now.
Today, I can talk. No problem, man.
Mama, you do your close. Mama is my co-moderator. The mail.
Let me go to the call. Let me go to the call.
Mama doesn't have problem with that. Yeah. You don't come pressing the main mind. So so folks out there, you can now make your contribution to the program. You're listening to the late night show here on Spoon, the late night politics. I'm Nelson Colette. My co-moderator is Moba Zoka. We have Cindy. Cindy represents Mr. Cummings on the show. Our brother Rudolph Bala represents what?
The young people.
Oh, the young people. Okay, so our brother Alfred Konowa represents Mr. Ambassador Bwakai. As you can see, vote number 2 right in front of him. Our brother MZ Ibrahim K. Kamara II. Of course, he represents the Trin, right?
Yeah,
But how can Ebi? No, you're confusing us, Ebi. How can you be representing the Trin and then you have President George we are following your background, my man?
Nelson. So now that you have seen that I am for the young people, can I be treated differently? Can I always have a seat on the show?
In fact, that young people that cover up that UP this guy.
And the same scam we're talking about. The same scam we're talking about. I ain't bringing here.
So Sylvester represents the Liberian people. Raymond is there representing the Unity Party. Our brother George represents the CDC. And then Lincoln, do you support any political party? Do you represent any political party on the show here?
Well, as a former CEO for the Diaspora Talk that was based in South Korea, I represent Liberians in totality.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go to the lines and take some calls. Well, the local lines or the local numbers to call. Let me just have it coming here real quick. The local numbers 0777 77 1075, or you can also call 0555 101075. Well, the WhatsApp number I'm going to pin on the screen here shortly so that you can call and make your contribution. Please don't place a direct call to the WhatsApp line. I will not pick it up. So if you want to place a direct call or so, you can call the local lines. So let's take your calls now. Let's go to the lines and see if we can take our first call here. Hello.
Good morning, Nelson.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
All right. My name is Josiah Small, member of the National Young Professional Support Program, Ticket 2023.
Go ahead quickly.
Well, let me register my disappointment for now before I make the point.
Yeah.
For Brother George, the statement he used, that statement does not offer well for us.
Yeah,
Someone like this today show, we are not just foolish people. We make research, we follow the issues. We are in Liberia.
They may apologize. Yeah, sorry. They may apologize.
They should not.
They may apologize already, sir.
Very good. He should not go again.
Yeah.
All right, to the point. Let me say this. With passport selling issues, no, it has overwhelmed this government. All the ample issues. We saw it here. He was like, if that's about this government, later the government failed to appear in court 3 times. He was acquitted. Trying to go to the U.S. took a very strong step on him when he came back before the government said they were going to reopen the case. Where is the case today? 400 some more. Passport. Diplomatic. And I hear him saying, diplomatic passport, they got passport like, there's the diplomatic passport, they use it all their passport like diplomatic. That's false. They were diplomat. You think that's so easy? They attach with humility.
Thank
you. So you should not follow us here. No, that the work of the government to sell passport, no, it's not showing strange. That's something that we did like for ourselves over. No steps taken. No, Article 15D, equal Article 15D, no, it says we that when people we should be appointed with the government and functionaries. No information.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there. Let's hold you there and take another person. Hello.
Yeah, I'm going to Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, like what is there from South Korea? You know, Liberia is a common point that we don't believe that Liberia is. So
your line is not really clear. Could you?
Can you come back?
Yeah, you could try to do that. Let's take this person. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, but no, sir, I'm Dave, as we said a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I'm very much disheartened for the backing that Brother George is doing. I'm sorry, way down there in Australia for stuff. But, Liberia, this government is very much hypocrisy. The government very much corrupt to the extent that we don't know what to do. I have a diplomatic passport. The word diplomatic is not just a common thing. Diplomatic very much serious. Then, I would passport been sold to criminals. Criminals, do you know the image it proves to us, to people, out of Liberia, to this country, the country,
thank you.
Old man Black Army to take the country seriously. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there. And let's go to the WhatsApp line. Let's take our first call from the WhatsApp line. Hello. Hello. Oh, too bad. Okay, so let's take a few calls from the WhatsApp line. Then we'll come back to the local lines. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Nelson Colette, this is Alex Manuel calling from Minnesota.
Okay, Alex, it's great to have you.
I just want to talk about this guy, George Wheeler. So, Mr. Wheeler, you got to be careful. And right now, look at you on the screen. You see, the last time a lady from Texas, the Army, was trying to give you a correction. When you call, that girl looking for me. So when they kind of platform, do you know they're speaking to enough million or hundreds of thousands of Liberia, both in Liberia, bro? Then you get the audacity. Sit on the show that said Liberian are stupid. Do you know how many? Liberians throughout the world?
He apologized for that statement already, sir. So please accept his apology and
you are very trained. You are intelligent. Don't beg people with that kind of behavior. Don't talk for him.
No,
he just left.
Yeah,
calling Liberian. Yeah, coming. I was just hand up. Please. Calling Liberian in a 60, 80, let me, I'm a 50, tell Liberian are stupid on this platform, on YouTube, on Facebook, on local station like TV. You gotta be careful. Election will kind of go. We'll say be here. So thank God I didn't say I apologize and accept the apology. But be careful.
Thank you.
For your utterances.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. Let's take this person. Hello, you live?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Patient speaking, calling from this UAE Sharjah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I have a question for George. George is saying that these diplomatic passports that are given to these foreigners, they are all chancellor for each country that these passports are given to them for. So I want to ask you people, in a passport they have, where they have occupational area in a passport, right? In an occupational area, is they carrying chancellor there?
Let me look.
So that part where you have occupation,
that's a good question.
What are you carrying the position of a chancellor?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's
Yo,
take
go
another
fake in there.
person from this
Like, man,
WhatsApp line. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Joe. Nelson, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. You live.
Yeah, this is Samuel Guer. Today
Okay,
I cannot
Samuel.
be on the show, but you guys are so many. Yeah, right. I just want to make a quick point. George is turning his face doing some kind of a thing. So when it comes to this passport issue, then in China on time. And in China here is because of some of us that the embassy is doing well now. It was because of this passport thing. I had to go back like when the embassy told me that they are not giving passport or because the government told them they shouldn't give passport. But within the twinkling of an eye, there were a lot of Nigerians that were bearing passports. It really irritated me. It got me annoyed because I had to take a lot of money to get a flight to go back Liberia again just to get one passport. And what that brother is, the Lincoln brother, these are the problems that Liberia have been facing. I ain't not been for us talking, being part of group chats. Look, I mean, let me say something to you guys on the platform.
So Samuel, just conclude.
Have you been to chat?
Yeah.
One of the disrespect that Chinese don't even have for us, when you give your passport, the first thing Chinese men will tell you is, you give them your passport. The next question they're going to ask you, say chowda, say sinda. Is your passport real or is it fake? Can you imagine a Chinese man asking you this kind of a question? The next thing they're going to do, they're going to scare it. They're going to use some kind of a machine to look at your passport 60 degrees. They will turn every page in that passport. I'm a living witness today. It annoys me. It irritates me.
Okay.
The question I want to ask George, what kind of a passport is he bearing? Is he an Australian citizen or a Liberian citizen?
Thank you.
I'm coming, Nelson. Let me just give me 10 seconds, please. Just give me 10 seconds. I want to know if George, when he's from Australia, how does he get in Liberia? If he's holding an Australian passport, I want to know.
Thank you,
how
sir.
does he get to Liberia?
Thank you.
Liberia?
Thank you very much. Very much. The reason why we will ask the callers to just summarize their points is because we have hundreds of people calling through the lines, so I mean we just try to at least do it in 1 minute so we have 4 other people the time to be able to make their contributions as well. But go ahead. I mean, you're live on the line. Let's hear you.
Again, my people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Your best friend Josh is already smiling.
This is Josh's best friend. I just wanted to say this whole passport issue, to be honest, is a serious issue, and it doesn't just it affects every one of us. I think we should be saying that we all should be taking this seriously. This has nothing to do with UP or CDC and something. It affects everybody when it happening, because this is some of the reason that the Nigerians have that the criminal thing is it affecting most of them, even the good ones. And if we gotta sit there and say, oh, it has been happening before, this is not a judgment. I don't like to hear these excuses. Okay, if you don't know how to, we know a lot of things that are happening. It's not George Weah's problem, but George Weah is the president now. He has to put system in place to stop this thing from happening. If we gotta keep going back to what it was, then what was the point of bringing somebody else? All the people that are running campaign today, they are not saying, "Oh, yeah, see the way George Weah not destroy the country. Vote for me, I will leave it just like that." Everybody's saying they know how to fix it. Everybody's saying they know the way forward. And then when somebody comes up and say, "Oh, when they're not fixing it," then they'll say, "Oh, but in George Weah time what happening?" Then who will fix the country? We need to stop all the excuses. Oh, it happened J.J. Roberts time. Oh, it happened anytime. Oh, it happened all the other time. So it shouldn't be fixed. The person out there now, you have the gavel in your hand. You should fix it. If you can't, get wait for somebody else to do it and stop blaming people in the past.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We will take 2 calls from the WhatsApp, 2 calls from our local lines, and then we wrap up. Let's go to the local lines. Again, the local numbers are 0777 or you can also call 0555 These are the local numbers to call, and you'll be able to make a contribution. Let's take this person. Hello.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Yes, sir. You're live. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Steve Mogasaro, and I'm coming from Lower Street, and I want to extend my very special thanks and appreciation to you and the host and the rest of them, especially my son, George Solo.
Josh, you
I
said Josh
want
who?
to say
Josh Solo?
that when you make a mistake, you must be bold. Somebody say, face it and fix it. If there's a mistake, be bold to say, no, this is a mistake. I don't think that we are the ones signing those papers by the passport. The people at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they signing no particular passport. And when they sign it, and when it's caught in different countries, wherever they go, it is the duty of the government to send for the people. How you got our passport? Who gave it to you? I think it will be correct. Rather than for others, we say, we see the government, and when we come, they say one thing and over and over. I am very sorry. All those who got our passport, we must show we must set a citizen of ourselves. We must make sure that we have them arrested. We must make sure that we report them
So
back.
are you arresting the people now? So the people in fire away country, you go for them.
My brother, somebody say the voice of the masses is the strength of the government.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's
Thank
leave it
you.
there and take this person. Hello. Good morning. Okay, we take this person from here. No, we come this way. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Please walk away from your radio. The feedback is terrible.
Yeah, because this passport issue is a serious issue for everyone.
Please say your name and where you are calling from, sir.
I'm Stanley therefore calling from Dupo Road.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we don't want it to participate in discussion. Everyone are fighting for solution. We should fight for the solution with anger. We got to be moderate. We got to examine that friendship level. So I tell Georgie, take your own time. Let we all try to rally around. We the common people that in like bro, let them rally around us to fight some of the bad things that happening that affecting our people.
Thank you.
To defend. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take another person here. Hello. Oh, we lost this person. Let's take the last local call and then we'll go back to take 2 WhatsApp calls. Hello.
Morning, how are you?
Yes, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, this is Reverend Tenga. You know, I live at Morris's farm.
Okay.
So the Nigerian passports have been sold to the foreigners because of money. Even we, the Nigerian, we apply according to the procedure. You must first of all produce police clearance. Police must investigate to know who you are before they give you the clearance. But even when you go to the police, they want to get you get them money, whether you're criminal or not. So to cut down this situation, we need a leader that will, have investigative mind. That will not only be a musician. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a whole lot. We take the final local call. Hello. Hello. Okay, so I think we will go to the WhatsApp line, and please don't place a direct call to the numbers on the screen there. Please call on WhatsApp. Please don't place a direct call. Let's say direct calls to the numbers there, please. So we'll go back to the WhatsApp line, and again, let me say this: please don't call that number direct, because if you do that, you will be interfering with the network. Please don't do that. Just call on WhatsApp. We'll take you, and again, we keep getting the calls from there. So I think we'll just hold the calls at that, since in fact we have interruptions on the WhatsApp line. Then we'll come back to you guys to wrap up. Um, to our brother Lincoln. Well, the numbers on the screen there. My WhatsApp. You can send whatever information. You could just screenshot it or whatever, and send whatever
Yeah, that's what
information.
I'm trying to do right now. Okay,
Yeah,
I
but we
got it.
appreciate you guys. And we want to say thank you for showing up here. But let's do our closing very quick.
I'm not
So
start with me about thank you, Chief.
okay, so let's start from down here and then we'll go all the way up. So we'll do 1 minute each for our closing, and then we'll be done.
So I can go ahead, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Your 1 minute is already on. In fact, let me set my timer because I want to make sure we get done with this thing in time. Okay, so yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, even though today is a passport issue and that's what we're talking about, I hope to be here next time, you know, discussing other political issues concerning our country. But I just want to conclude by saying this. You know, when you hold government position in our country where you have your superior that are involved into some other criminal activities, you always mess your job up. That's what happened to the former passport director. All of those passports that he was, you know, giving out was being influenced through either the Minister of State or Presidential Affairs, either through the Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs or the Minister of Foreign Affairs. So if you're an honest person, you know you work in certain position, you're seeing that your bosses are trying to control you on something that is totally off the hook, the best thing is to resign and walk away like a free citizen. I think the former passport director, if you have done that, trust me, you'll be a free man, but it's not going to be placed on sanction and his entire family. So the thing is just very simple. Liberians, we should try to do our best to push our country forward. And must have to criticize the government, we our very self should do our best. Like I said, Nelson, I have living evidence of all of those Cameroon guys, Nigerians, and people from Cote d'Ivoire, from that of Guinea Conakry, a lot in South Korea that bearing our passport. Not only the diplomatic passport, but also the ordinary passport. And these guys obtain those passports through family members in our country for maybe 500 or 1,000 US, little of nothing. So if we love our country, the other country are pushing the country forward. Let us do our best. And Liberia will be better for us all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Josh, you want to go? Okay, so you want us to skip you and come back?
No. I'm all good. So here's the thing, guys. Quickly, I know I've been the punching bag on this show today. I apologize again. Sometimes our
No space
emotion
for you.
takes the best out of us. Yeah, get the best out of us. So,
So,
I,
Josh, hold on. Let me interrupt you a bit. Why are you always apologizing?
look, because I'm a good person. That's the thing. When I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong. Even though I say we Liberian, we
But
are
why you
stupid.
can't say for CDC
I
when they
say,
wrong?
no, come on, man, stop that thing. Yeah. So here's the
Stop
thing, my brother.
interrupting, Josh. Josh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So here's the thing. I remember in 19, I think 95. My mother and myself were leaving Ivory Coast. We walked to the border. While we're walking to the border, we met this guy. I think he was from Burkina Faso or somewhere. We saw him walking with his bag on his back, and we asked him where you going. He said he's looking for a better life. He's been hearing good things about Liberia, and he wants to go to Liberia. So we said, let's go. So we are talking on the road. He became our family member, right? So we crossed Kavala River, went to the immigration, Liberia immigration. They said, who is this guy? We say he's our cousin. Because we are good people. We wanted to give the guy a better life that he looked for. So, but guess what? The immigration say he does not have a visa. He doesn't have anything. We are sending him back. And we were basically causing the immigration people in that bush. We caused them enough, but still they put the guy back in the kingdom and saying, who knows what happened to him? We don't know. So that's one thing. And for passport, look, in 2000, I think it was 2009, I went to Malaysia. I flew from East Timor to Malaysia. And when I got to the airport, they put me one side out of all the passengers that came from the plane. They put me one side and they were asking me, they say, where you go our visa from? What kind of a passport is this? I said, a Liberian passport. They said, what is Liberia? They put me on the side. Everybody passed. So look, passport issue has not started today. It's painful when these things happen. But why it is true that we got a lot of bad people amongst us Liberians, no one is an angel. Like our brother said, we all Liberians will have to fight together. Like for instance, I gave you, we were waiting, my mother and myself were waiting to give this guy Liberian citizenship. Only because we felt sorry for him. You know what I mean? So together we can make Liberia better. It cannot be government alone fighting all these things. Because let me tell you, the same people that are here backing this thing, the same people will go into government and do the same things. It becomes a vicious cycle. All we need to do as Liberians is that we have to, see ourselves in the mirror and think about Liberia and make Liberia a better place. And still, I hold Liberian passport. When I come into Liberia, I use my Liberian passport. I'm a Liberian and will forever be. That's where my naval string is buried. So thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Josh.
So the first thing I want to tell you, Liberian people, they are still very honest Liberian people with integrity. One example is Ambassador Joseph Yema Boaka. He served at LPRC. He never got rich like Edwin Melvin Snow. He became vice president. He lived on his salary, left more than $1 million in his account for Joel Howard Taylor to take. He served agriculture minister, food were in Liberia, and not many scandal. We fed ourselves, the bread basket, Lofa County, Bon County, Nimba County, and even Grand Judah. I heard Grand Judans talking about what became of their county when Joseph Yema Boaka was agriculture minister. And since then, Grand Judah have never produced a number of crops that they produced since Joseph Yema Boaka, carry and the likes. He served at LPMC, managing director, when Liberians, poor farmers, could take their children to mission school and pay their school fees. An example, LTR, a very elite school. Look, not all Liberians are corrupt. It's not a visual cycle. Some of us have made our marks. We have served our people and we never stole a dime. I'm proud to stand on this stage and say some of us have privilege and we never abuse it. I had a 7 passport. I never traveled on it any other country than the time I was going to represent Liberia. I used my ordinary passport whenever I was going to represent Liberia. They got people who got integrity. And that's why we are asking us to come together and fix our country. Andrew Wamplo said, order the diplomatic passport he gave out when he was director. The order came from George Manawia office.
10 seconds.
President office have to send a letter and he has to appoint a diplomat before a person become a diplomat. So there's no diplomatic passport issue without the president's consent. My people, it's time that we come and get serious and deliver our country. And we know where we're going. Number 2, Cummings is a good man, but he can win. Bonglo is a good man, but Sarah, he can win. Moneyba is another good person, but he can win. We'll bring them on board. They will serve ministerial position. They can serve their country. If they won't serve at the top, they should be able to start from the bottom. So if y'all please vote number 2 and please go to joeboaka.com. Do your donation. Volunteer to be a pool washer. Let's rescue Liberia together, my people. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Let's hear from you, Sylvester. Let's hear from you, sir.
The Gabon presidency will make noise. So, Anyway, thanks, guys.
No, we're not making noise yet. We're making noise.
When you are eating your money, you and who are eating who are making noise when you are eating your money? I mean, I'm making noise.
They are made noise. Please, noise.
Nobody making noise.
We will be tomorrow. We'll be asking how to make noise.
I'm not your best friend.
Go ahead, my man.
All right, guys. It was a good show. It's all about our country, Liberia. We all have a heart for Liberia, and we all come from different perspectives, but we mean well for Liberia. In terms of the passport issue, is a serious issue. We want to travel and be treated with respect and dignity. If you have your passport all over the place, you're not respected, and sometimes you regret why you even carry that passport. Okay, so it's not like men like Georgie who got 2 passports. And, when hell broke loose in Liberia, he'll be using an Australian passport all over the place. Throw the Australian passport away if you really love Liberia, and keep the Liberian passport, because you and Joey, you don't take time with Henko too, or y'all. I'm just joking you. So
But anyway, it
Thank you.
was a
Let's go
good
you
show,
then.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Abi, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my brother. It's a sad day for our country. You know, some of my friend and brother, they rather go to Guinea to go to get Guinean passport in order for them to travel. Some of my friends. And I was opportune back in the days for me to have gone to school. I attended Cabral Refugee School with a guy who is currently, his signature have to be in a Guinean passport before the passport can be issued out. That guy served in the military. When he was serving the military, he was posted at the airport. From there, that guy went to school. While in the military, he went to school and gradually make his way up to the top. As I'm speaking to you right now, that guy's signature have to be in a passport. And Guinean process, that process is a tedious process. In order for you to obtain Guinean passport, you have to go through tedious process. Why our country, Mama Labra, what is wrong with us? What is really wrong with us? That
Thank
we
you.
cannot be able to put process in place in order for us to be able to give our legitimate citizens their passport.
Thank you.
I rest my case.
Thank you very much. Mr. Konowa, go ahead, sir.
Well, I will start with the analogy my brother George was giving here with regards to bringing someone in the country and trying to bring the sentiment of feeling sorry. We have lived in this country with this kind of. I'm hearing a feedback.
Please, let's please mute. Let's all try to mute.
Yes. So I seriously disagree with my brother when he tried to make the analogy between the illegal sale of our diplomatic passport to criminals to that of helping someone who was trying to find survival. It is far different.
Thank you.
We are telling you that our diplomatic passport is being sold intentionally to people that are not supposed to be carrying the diplomatic passport. In fact, the passport, the issue of the diplomatic passport as per the Vienna Convention or the Vienna Protocol is that for countries to be able to do official business for their citizens. It's not for the government to intentionally sell the passport to individual for their individual gain. That's what we are saying here. So what we are saying to our Liberian people that we made mistake 2017 to bring a con artist, a buka dancer, someone who break his so-called $85 million home on the 9th Street. Now he has the mansion he built there. He lied to all he said. He gave the place to his son. When his son had to come and say no, he never gave it to me. The other story we can talk about again. That is a C man who paid for the 9 condominiums, but he was $85 million man when he was playing football. He could not do that. You understand? So we are saying that Joseph Boaga is the alternative, and we cannot miss this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Rudolph, you have just 1 minute, sir.
My fellow Liberians, our security is at stake. Our dignity is also at stake. There was somebody who mentioned the situation of our fellow African country, Nigeria, where he talked about how, there is, because I think he mentioned about something about how almost all of the people of Nigeria are being stigmatized with Yahoo and stuff like that. So guys, it's very important that we make a decision comes October 10 that will restore our dignity. If not, we might just be the second Nigeria. Because if our government is giving out a diplomatic passport to anyone, even people who are wanted, then it's troubling.
Thank you.
Because these people go out in the name of Liberians in the name of Liberian diplomats, and whatever acts that they commit in foreign land is traced back to us, and that people will think that we are people of that kind. So it's time for us to reject this government. Most of our first time voters, vote wisely. Don't just vote because it's Mr. Weir and you have some friends who are always going to the party headquarters to wear campaign shirt and eat food and stuff like that. Vote based on your future. It's important more than ever before. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Brother Cindy, go ahead, sir.
On the issue of the passport Liberians, there are two main issues that are affecting us as a country. The first thing is that we have people that we have elected that are not patriots, that they do not have the country at heart. They lied to the Liberian people that they did, and we elected them.
Sandro,
yeah, who's there?
Can somebody mute?
Oh, so Rudolph, you left the show, and then you cut the camera off, and your microphone is on. Then you're talking about let me can't go eat. Yeah, you see, Rudolph. So you been hungry on this show all time.
You hungry, run away.
So all I thought I hungry thought you been talking there. All I think you been talking to it, I hungry.
You man, plenty, but still one person can't even say, let me go eat what my man here. Yeah.
But conclude, Cindy, go ahead.
We're reflecting the will of the Liberian people. The Liberian people business too important for food.
I mean, that's how passionate we are when we come to the show.
I beg you, please allow CPP to learn. Yeah, Mr. Cummings.
The good news is that I'm giving 2 extra minutes, and I'll continue.
No.
Do you mean Mr. 7%?
I beg you, man, baby police, don't do that to all, man.
The man get shortcomings, so you're forget about him. Get shortcomings.
I won't go the route that they are going. The Liberian people. We rather talk to the issues, so our people can hear exactly what we are here for. But the Liberian people will judge them. I will not judge them. But look, the issue of the passport that we have been talking tonight is serious. I mean, it has to do with our security. It also has to do with the reputation of our country. When our country passport is being questioned, being disrespected by a country like China and other countries, and pretty much anyone can just come from anywhere to acquire the Liberian passport, to move around and do whatever they want to do with it, is concerning. So we have this group of people that do not have Liberia at heart, and we know them. And we have a system that has not worked. So there are two things we need to combat during these elections. Remove those that are not patriotic, that do not have our country at heart, and also do not elect those that have been part of the same system that is not working for the Liberian people. And you know who those people are. Obviously, we have agreed that the CDC government has failed us. It's a trial and error. It has failed us. But we must also look among the rest of the candidates, meaning in the opposition, and determine which one of them can really tackle the issues confronting our nation in an effective manner so that Liberia, a once upon a time beautiful country, respected nation, can be respected again.
Thank you, sir.
That individual is no one ever Mr. Cummings. Do not listen to them when they say, oh, man, Bwaka has been here for long. It is not how long you've been here. I always say to my friends, it is how well you are doing here. And Mr. Cummings will take our country to the level that we all deserve to see. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Moba, you can take us home, sir.
Yeah, finally. Say free at last. All right, guys. First of all, I want to tell everybody thank you, for the show today. But let me go to that passport issue for that 30 seconds. I hope passport issue, our brother, the former passport, I think assistant director said it all.
Director Andrew Wamplo, yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, he said it all, and he brought facts and evidence, and we saw them. They were all on social media. But what I get to say in the whole issue is that our security setup has been compromised because If you're holding a diplomatic passport for our country and you're going out, you're doing things and reflecting on our country. More especially the people who will suffer is the citizen, the poor people. Like everybody said it here. If you travel on Liberian passport, you get different treatment. I can remember one time. Eugene Fagon. I cannot forget about that video when they read to Morocco, I think the flight was delaying or something. All the people who have Liberian passport, they treat them like an animal, and Fagon got stood up and he stand his ground. So all those things they get infect on our people. Let us be real. We shouldn't man party line and then keep biking the wrongdoing. It's wrong. It's wrong. We shouldn't come and make emphasis because the other government do it, so the other government continue doing it. Although government is continuity, but in a negative way, in a positive way. The way I come in, let me not conclude. No, I'm talking today, but yeah, me won't come here. Go ahead. So I know myself won't go. The way Eddie said the government. When George Weah came, when you come to continue from where Eddie said it, then tell them we are foul. He ain't coming campaign. He just come sit down, everybody running to him. But because he messed up, he failed massively. So he got to stay on his feet to campaign. 2017, I never saw George Weah campaigning. So, my fellow Liberians, on the radio land, on the social media, whatsoever you are, Joseph Yima Bwaga is the only person. It's the only person that can change that country from west to best. Joseph Yima Bwaga will bring your dignity back when it comes to the security sector. Joseph Yima Bwaga will set your justice system. There will be no selected justice. Joseph Yima Bwaga will bring the perpetrator who beat Walter Susulu, who call our attempted murder, but today they are free walking on the street of Monrovia. But if there were opposition, but now they're in prison. There's the injustice we are looking at, Liberians. Your vote wisely, your vote or else. I can tell you, you're going another 6-year bondage. Your vote JMB so that we can change that country from west to better. And don't forget, go to joebwaka.com. Make your $5, your $10, your $2. Your vote will be protected. Those are in the diaspora. You make your contribution as we all doing. Please, I submit.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We want to say thanks to all of you here tonight. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Sylvester. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy, Josh's best friend, Emmy, says she liked the Charles Taylor vibe you bring to the show. I don't know what the Charles Taylor vibe is.
Great communicator. Very clear.
What I know is that Cindy is always looking.
It make a red script.
I mean, I can tell, right? Among all the ANC people saying I'm a best bully, I can tell them about it. Now,
Yes, sir.
I
did not earn 2 master's degree and completing a PhD to read script.
So, Cindy, hold on, please. Cindy, for me. Hold on, please, for me. You're the best person from ANC that I know. Please,
there are a lot of great people from ANC.
I said you're the best that I know. I didn't say you're the best.
You're not a dark person. You're not a dark personality.
Funny key and ran away.
Cindy, you're the best.
No, but the thing I like about Cindy is that Cindy is a more straightforward man. He loves to hit his target. So when he give me a little opportunity, he makes sure he write his stuff down.
Okay. So you guys, what do you like about Josh?
George can see the red instead of black.
The only problem I have with George, the problem I have with George is that George knows the reality. But because he has become dumbfounded with the George Weah thing, he turned his face on the other side and said, "No, I was sitting there talking to you. I voted George Weah 2017. I voted George Weah 2005.
They make us see the big red.
You understand? But we did a mistake.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Gentlemen, let me come in George defense. Please.
George know how to say your moment. George, you know how to say your moment.
Gentlemen, George is a victim of the circumstances. George is victim of the fanatic syndrome. He's a big fan of George Weah, and that can change.
The man we are sharing. That's the decision that we are sharing.
He's a fan. I love George Weah. George Weah can do nothing wrong. But the thing I like about him, right? George can realize, especially, I mean, nobody, and I respect that of George to come and say sorry with no directs.
No, that's it. But George got to.
So for me, I
I
respect
continue
that
about
of
George.
George, right?
George, don't
And
let emotional.
we all have the right to our voice and our opinion. So
Yeah.
George got one, but he still comes here. He tolerates all of the lashes we put on him. And even when he slipped, in his emotion, he comes and says sorry.
Yeah, we agree, but not all the
So
time.
George,
Not all the time. George, you got to learn how to control your
George
emotions.
is a good man.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy. George is a very good friend, right?
So,
If we're talking about friendship,
you
George
guys,
is a very
listen,
good friend.
Josh, what do you like about the UP guys? What's good about the UP guys?
The UP guys, they already think they've won an election.
Oh.
And they are waiting for.
Criticize. Say what you like.
That's what I like. That's what I like. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah. They think they're already won.
man.
Yeah. They think they already won, but.
George, I hope you got extra room for your man, George.
But George, let me remind you on something, right?
Yo, we are coming live with you.
When I said 1 out of 4, Sandy said, since when? I told him since the war. Sandy, I just play it back on one of my gadgets, and I heard 3 times that Sandy said, since the war, since the war, since the war. So you didn't understand me, man.
Okay.
How would I say when I know several elections, don't rig one and all?
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you, man. Thanks a whole lot.
Guys, it was a nice time. George, please always come, man.
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, guys.
I'm not too sure I will be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hustle for your money, my man.
Gossip
Gotta pay
about
your
you.
bills, my man.
Yeah.
Go well.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a whole lot. We appreciate you.
And after this election, man, Nelson, you deserve an award.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
And we'll mobilize
But listen, like election there, right? Like election there, I beg you. Without that CEO say you must go, you sleep for the whole day, they might not embarrass you. Because that election there will be on the media until the next morning. We still all our information. We'll get our cable, we'll get our computer, we'll get our everything, will that be all around because we make sure we won't get it fat. That's why putting money together. We're not making it.
Y'all start getting ready, right? After election, we'll get Nelson and the war.
Yeah,
oh my God! Imagine that.
I agree.
Well, thank you, man.
After we defeat Joseph Imamwaka, we give Nelson and the war.
They're trying to buy you over now.
No, we said we. Including Wisconsin, you get political party, you get nothing to sell. But whole day you here. We that get things to sell, you won't get a chance.
I yet to put a checkpoint.
You get nothing to sell. You get in the market.
I mean, you go. I'm
you selling nothing. You just
thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. And we appreciate you a whole lot. Thank you. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Mobile. Thanks a whole lot to you guys. So, folks, we gotta go. Thanks a lot. My name is Nelson Collier. I'll be here tomorrow. Of course, we'll be here with another edition of the program, The Late Night Show. But let's remember to keep the peace. Liberia is all we have till we come your way again. Have for yourselves a good night, and bye-bye for now.
You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? This one you got today. Spoon TV. This one you got today. Listen.